Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
A lot can happen between falling in love with a house and owning it. Having an advocate who can help you navigate negotiations, timelines, inspections, and more can make all the difference. That's what the expertise of a Realtor can do for you, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
At Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, every journey is unique. From learning to walk again after a spinal cord injury, to learning to speak again after a stroke. But they all have the same destination: ability. Choose the #1 rehabilitation hospital, the one with the most advanced treatments, the brightest experts, and the most referrals for the toughest cases. Choose Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Unfortunately, what you're about to hear is real. The members of this radio program are simply not that bright, or what some people would call educated. They are merely stupid. They're not trying to offend anyone on purpose. And all have played doctors on TV. You have been warned and are cordially invited to join the party. This is the Men's Room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. You know what they say, shake your radio more than 3 times, and you're playing with it. You're listening to the Men's Room.
And away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4153. Along with Steve the Thrill Hill, the Ted Smith, and Mike Hawk. And you are the Men's Room. On tap today, the return of Who Sucks Less. We will play Profile This, plus headlines, Men's Room shout of the day, fun with listener emails, and everyone's favorite, TV Time with Tim.
Click, clack, trinkety John.
All right, here we go. Gallagher Steakhouse clarifies the picture on the wall is not the president's dead friend. Meanwhile, when scammers withdraw $6,000 from your bank, you should not hit send. Retired Maryland man wins $500,000 playing bonus match 5. A fired Walmart employee wanted all former coworkers to not be alive, and a family comes home to find another family that they don't know swimming in their pool. Yeah. That is all coming on today's very special episode of The Men's Room.
And now, here's the question.
Hola, bitches. Good day to you and yours. All right, I have tattoos that cover my entire ribcage.
What?
Yep. Now, I did the right side first, and after sitting through 3-4-hour sessions, I made the mental note to never do it again because of the pain that I was in. Well, about a year later, I'd already forgotten about the pain, and I got the other side of my ribs tattooed. And I was immediately reminded why it sucked so bad the first time. Now, it wasn't the worst pain I've been in, but it's the most pain I've been in for that long. Now, sadly, the worst pain I've personally experienced, not when I zipped my penis into my jeans, but when I had to unzip my same penis from those same jeans. The pain does not last long, but it's a brief moment of intense discomfort, would be the nice way of saying that. Now, all of that said, these things pale in comparison to people who get migraines, or have to pass a kidney stone, suffer from shingles, or, as my wife is quick to remind, give birth. And actually, all of those things make the National Health Service's list of the top 20 conditions that cause the most pain. Well, there was also a Reddit discussion that asked about the worst pain people have experienced. And after reading some of their answers, the National Health Service, they might want to update their list. It includes everything from testicular torsion to getting one's nipples pierced to finally pooping after 3 weeks of constipation. Oh, yeah. Now, look. We've all been in pain before, and the bad news is we will be again. It's one of those unavoidable facts of life, but some pain is way worse than others, and those are the pains we remember most. And that's exactly what today's question is about. Today, we want to know, what's the worst pain you've ever felt?
To be a part of the big show, call 206-803-ROCK. Like the Men's Room on Facebook, follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Men's Room Live, and send those emails to the Men's Room at KISW.com.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good. Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
The way in which you relate to people is going to be a differentiating factor. That is a competitive advantage. Trust is a competitive advantage.
Dental Sound Bites, created for dentists by dentists.
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
KISW.
All the Cholos, away we go. Welcome to season 19, episode number 4153. What a large and a charge program we have for you today. Guaranteed future repeat. Exciting return of Who Sucks Less. Steve, I don't know how you do it, but you find people doing messed up stuff in the news. You bring us 3 stories each and every week. We pit them up against each other to determine which one sucks the least. What is our topic today on Who Sucks Less?
The topic today, and I think this is good public service announcement, just because 911 exists doesn't mean you should call it.
Yeah. Oh, it's people who abuse the 911 system.
I mean, it depends how you want to look at it. Some people just want companies. Some people have plenty of things to complain about. But all of them, inevitably, the authorities do show up to handle their business for them.
Okay. Who Sucks Less coming up. We also have some updated locations on Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing. Also some updated locations on Men's Room beer brats from Uli's Famous Plaza.
All right.
Yes, we do. And also today we have another chance of you winning your share of $100,000 cash. And that's from the fine folks at Odyssey, as they have determined that you are going to take their money. All you have to do is download the Odyssey app, log in when you create your account. That way they'll know you're there and listening. Listen for 1 hour for your chance to win your share of $100,000 in cash. You can do that anytime during the day. If you're listening to the Daily Mix Morning Show, Castle in the midday, Kevin at night. Either way, you listen for 1 hour of this fine programming, and it'll give you a chance. You never know. Could win $1,000.
And I think that's really cool of the company to do, because trust me, they won't spend the money on things we necessarily need. So we're like, what are they doing with this money?
Right.
I think it is very charitable and awesome that they go, guys, we're not going to spend the money on crappy things like T-shirts, bumper stickers, or anything like that. Yeah. We're going to give the money back to the people.
That's
hell
amazing.
yeah.
It's an amazing thing to do.
Man, oh man.
So if you don't have the Odyssey app, download it. It's absolutely free, just like listening to this fine radio program. Once you get the Odyssey app, keep in mind, if you just search for the Men's Room, all kinds of stuff on there. We've got a Men's Room radio station where we got to pick our own music. There's the Men's Room weekly best of podcast. You can pick up the daily podcast if you happen to miss that. If you subscribe, you will get our Men's Room Happy Hour podcast that comes your way every Friday. So a whole lot more stuff is there. But in the meantime, just download the app, listen to the show, and then listen for an hour and log in. And your chance to win your share of $100,000 cash.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And today we're going to talk about pain. Now, today, not necessarily do we want to get involved with your mental pain. We have all been through mental pain. We have all had terrible things happen in our life. Some worse than others, obviously, depending on the situation. But we're going to focus more on physical pain today.
Yes.
That kind of pain. Yes. The pain where you go, oh my God.
Pain. Yes.
This cannot be good. Sometimes it's biting down on something wrong. Other times it's being in an accident. Sometimes you sneeze. There are all kinds of things that can bring your body pain. And today we're going to talk about that. As our question is, what was the worst pain you have ever felt? We'll start with one story we brought you earlier this week of a man down in Death Valley. Another story of heat-related trauma out west. This time we head to Death Valley National Park. NBC News reports a 42-year-old Belgian visitor to the park lost his flip-flops Saturday during a brief walk at Mesquite Flat Sand Dunes. The news release explained that due to a language barrier, park rangers could not get clarity on whether his sandals had broken or become lost in the sand. Regardless, he ended up barefoot on the sand, and the temperatures would have been much hotter than the air temperature. The air temperature was around 123 degrees. Again, the ground is hotter than that. He suffered full thickness burns as a result. Now, his family managed to get help from fellow parkgoers who carried the man to the parking lot. Park ranger said the third-degree burns on his feet, as well as the pain he was in, made it clear the man needed to go to the hospital immediately. But the temperature meant a safe landing by helicopter in the area was not possible. Such elevated temps, they cut down on rotor lift. So they report he was transported by ambulance to an elevation of 3,000 feet, where it was only 109 degrees, and that's where the helicopter could actually land. From there, he was taken to the University Medical Center in Las Vegas. Park rangers tacked the following recommendations onto the release. Summer tourists to the park should remain within a 10-minute walk of an air-conditioned vehicle. End their hiking by 10 a.m. Drink plenty of water. Eat salty snacks, and wear a hat and sunscreen.
Really, eat salty snacks.
Basically, what they said about this guy's feet.
Why is that?
Because when you sweat that much, you lose a lot of...
Okay,
Gatorade,
all right.
Back to Gatorade.
I got you, okay.
Basically, just sugar.
That's what I told you before, like at Burning Man, we would do a shot of pickle juice in the morning.
Oh, right. Okay.
Basically what happened was the ground was so hot. Yes, it did burn his feet to third degree. It also began to cook the muscles on the bottom of his feet. So it was like sticking your feet on a frying pan. Yes, you're going to get a nice sear on the outside, which he did. But you're going to be a little bit medium rare or medium on the inside. So that was more of the complications involved. Not just the fact that he lost 3 layers of skin. It was the fact that his feet were actually cooking as he was walking.
Which is why you don't wear flip-flops in Death Valley during the summer.
And if you know anything about foot pain, with all the bones, with all the muscles, with all the tendons, with everything else, pretty complicated system down there. If you've ever had any type of foot injury, you realize it's a pain in the ass, let alone cooking the skin off the bottom of them and not being able to walk.
You ever had a sunburn on the top of your feet?
I've had it on the bottom of my feet. Absolutely horrific.
How'd you get on the bottom?
One of the worst
Stomach
experiences
down?
ever in my life. Yeah. My dad and I went to Key West. I was about 10 years old, somewhere in there. It was a long drive for me because we drove from Tampa. I'd already been in a plane for a while, and I played in the pool all day. I decided that I was going to just lay down. I did lay down on the chair, face down. My dad let me sleep because he knew I was wiped out. There was a pool bar at the Econo Lodge at Key West, just so you know, FYI. He spent his time there. I spent my time on my chest, laying on the chair. When I woke up, my back was completely red.
Of course,
it's gone. The bottom of my feet, though, were the worst. That was the worst pain from a sunburn I've ever had in my life. I will never forget just how uncomfortable it was. There was nowhere to hide. There was nothing you could do. It didn't matter if your feet were on the floor, if they were up in the air. You just couldn't escape the pain. And back then, it was aspirin or bust for the most part.
Yeah, there were no hospitals, nothing like that.
That's not going to help. To put lotion on there as a topical was absolutely excruciating. Mm-hmm. So it took me about 2 days. We were down there for 5 days. It took 2 days for me to be able to not like crab walk around, because that's basically what I was doing.
I've had sun poisoning.
Yeah.
I've had like 3rd-degree burns from sun on my shoulders, but the top of my feet, that might have been the worst. Same thing. You can't put on a sock.
No.
I mean, even a flip-flop would hurt it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, Steve, you were talking earlier about tattoos.
Yeah, and different people. So our boy, New Hotness, right? Mm-hmm. And this guy's built like a brick S-house, but it says he's like, I have no pain tolerance. So certain areas when he gets tattooed, he will insist to me, like, dude, don't do it there. It's going to hurt. When I get it done, I'm like, didn't hurt me at all. Then other places that he says does not hurt, do hurt. But for me personally, it was my rib cage, which I kind of knew going in, right? But the first time I did it, because of the amount of color in it and all this kind of crap, I believe it was 3 or 4 sessions, but each session's about 3 hours. And the pain's not quite unbearable, but it's right below what unbearable is. But it just lasts for so long. And you just cannot believe. I'm like, what other circumstance, unless I'm trapped by a boulder out in the wilderness, would I be in this much pain for this long? Right? So I finally got it done, and I made the mental note. I'm like, I will never do this again. Well, then I got a hair in my ass about a year later. I'm like, I'm going to complete my torso. So I go back, and the pain thing did not cross my mind. So again, I see the same guy. He's drawn this thing up. I'm like, let's go. And they put down the print first, kind of. Then he started tracing over it. And, man, I swear to God, 1/2 of 1 second after he started, I'm like, I remember how much I hated this. And, again, there's nothing you can do. So you just sit there for a few more sessions, a couple hours a pop, and just deal with the pain until they're done.
Ted, I've got the 10 most painful places to get a tattoo. All right?
Okay.
We know that Steve has a lot of tattoos. Mm-hmm. Out of the 10 places, before we get into this, how many places do you think that Steve has a tattoo where they say the most painful places? Out of the 10.
I would say at least 8, if not
8
9.
out of 10.
I can't remember how much you have on your legs.
Okay.
Just what you can see below the knee.
Ted, you're going to go 8. I'm going to go 9. Mike, you want to get in on this?
I think he's got 6.
6.
I think you're probably close. I don't know because I didn't really go through the list.
I feel like you lived on the wild side, but you still stick to, tried and true.
Okay, let's start with number 1. Of the 10 most painful places, they say the head. In no particular order on this stuff, by the way. They say migraines hurt, so imagine when needles are constantly piercing your head or your skull. Not a great feeling.
Not at all.
Do you have a tattoo on your head?
I got one on the back of my head, and I got one on the ear. That, to me, does not hurt. It really did not. It's not comfortable because it's rattling your brain, but it's not pain.
Mm-hmm. Next up, rib cage and chest.
Yes.
Okay. Regardless, one of the most painful areas to get a tattoo.
The chest, the chest does not hurt. I'm sorry.
For 2.
The rib cage is unfreaking believable.
Stomach. The stomach may be a painful location to get tattooed since the skin is highly elastic and readily stretches.
Stomach didn't hurt, man.
All right, but you have one there.
Yes.
3 for 3. Nipples and breasts. Getting a breast tattoo is excruciatingly uncomfortable.
Does that count?
You have both.
Yeah.
All right. That did kind of suck. I can't lie about that one.
4 for 4.
Yeah.
Okay. So far, we're all in the game. Next up, face and ears.
I mean, I don't know. There's a little bit that goes up to the face, but not really.
I would still count that as neck.
Yeah, to me, it's neck. There's a little bit that goes up to the face, but
so you do not have face in your tattoos. All right, we'll move on.
When you get a face tat.
Come on, Post Malone.
Yeah, people saying
no. I'm not doing it like that. I would get like full Kiss makeup tattoo.
Right,
if I'm going to do the face, man, I'm going full Gene Simmons.
All right, 10 most painful places to get a tattoo. So far, you are 4 out of the 5. Next up, lips. Do you have any lip tattoos?
I do not.
Okay.
I know a lot of people that have it in their inner lip.
The inner lip.
Yeah, it's a skull, brother. Hands, fingers, feet, and toes.
Hands and fingers, feet and toes, feet and toes. I got my hands and fingers.
All right,
Nothing
so
on
you,
the toes.
you qualify for the, because they're lumping that into one category.
Okay.
Neck and spine.
Got the neck and the spine.
Did that hurt?
The spine is unbelievable. Here's the thing about the spine, though. So the limited information I understand about your vertebrae, like each part of that controls a different part of your body. So as he's going up and down the spine, some of it really, really hurts, like excruciating. Other times it's a weird nerve thing. So there's one part of my back toward the middle left, and I'm on my belly like you were and you got sunburn. He's doing the tattoo, and like between the shoulder blades really sucked, but he goes down. I guess it's like right here, right? Suddenly my arm just goes up and drops down. He's like, so he stopped. He thought I was raising my hand for a question. I'm like, dude, that was a nerve reaction. I absolutely did not. And when he was doing my spine again, because it hits different areas, this is true. I'm like, hey, can you stop for 1 second? He said, yeah, are you okay? And I said, maybe. Dead honest, man. I may have just crapped myself. I don't know. Because when he went over this nerve, I had no control over the front and back bowel area. So he lifted the elastic on my shorts, and he's like, nah, you're cool, man. All right. I'm like, okay, honestly, I didn't know if I pooped myself.
Next up on the 10 most painful places, that would be the groin and genital area.
I won't do it. I haven't done it. And back to the guy that tattoos me for the most part. This guy is covered in tattoos. And he had gotten, I believe, a giant crawfish or something on his inner thigh, okay, because he's from New Orleans. And he said 3 of his buddies had to hold him down because the pain was that much.
Oh, my God.
And this is the dude who gets tattooed. And I'm like,
finally, finally, armpits.
Now, they've gotten close. Which side? The side. Right? Because I mean, it hits in a little bit. It's
Now you're saying no. Okay. All right.
I get a spider web in my armpits.
So then you got to shave your armpits for people to know that there's a spider web.
I generally try to shave them anyhow.
Do you?
Yeah.
Keep the stink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Out of the 10 most painful places to get a tattoo, you have head 1, rib cage and chest 2, stomach 3, nipples and breasts 4, hands and fingers 5, neck and spine 6. 6 out of the 10.
Mike was right. Congratulations, Mike.
You don't have face, ears, armpits, groins, genital area, and lips.
Step it up, Steve. Get some tats.
All right, question. What was the worst pain that you have ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing? Using Dermaclara's 100% medical grade silicone patches to fight fine lines and wrinkles. These clever patches are safe and natural and so incredibly effective that you can start seeing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica from New York did it while reading her favorite book and saw her fine lines fading in just a week. Megan from California did it while catching up on her favorite show and watched her stretch marks disappear within a month. Dermaclara patches enhance your skin's natural healing process with just one ingredient, 100% medical-grade silicone. They're reusable, easy to use, and deliver visible improvements in 30 days. At Dermaclara, we prioritize safety without compromising results, which is perfect for every stage of your skincare journey. So what are you waiting for? Join the countless others who do it anytime, anywhere, and transform your skin. Visit dermaclara.com today and say goodbye to wrinkles and hello to beautiful, radiant skin.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Our question, what was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Denise. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Well, hola, gentlemen. Good afternoon.
Hola, Denise.
Well, I have probably a million stories I could tell you, but the one I will is when I had a brain aneurysm.
Oh, okay. And now, is there any warning that you have an aneurysm, or do you just have an aneurysm and that's the moment you realize it?
Luckily, it did not burst. I was brushing my teeth, and sometimes when you brush your tongue, you gag.
Sure.
Well, that's what happened, and dropped me to my knees. My vision went black. I was still conscious, but I couldn't move. I couldn't speak. I just was hanging onto the bathroom counter for dear life. And our son was home, but he had amnesia, and I couldn't have screamed even if I tried. So
wait, why did your son have amnesia?
He was hit on the head at work, but didn't tell anyone, and then went home that night to his girlfriend and said, I have a headache, I'm going to lay down, and woke up and didn't know who he was and she was and we were. And
how long did that last?
A year.
A year. And in that year, you have a brain aneurysm, which, by the way, is why I don't brush my teeth, Denise. And now you're having a brain aneurysm. So do you just call 911?
No, by the time I could actually function, which was probably 5 minutes or so, it had died down enough, and it's like, oh, that was kind of weird, and I just kind of let it go, and then the next morning it happened again, and it's like, okay, I better call my doctor.
Now,
so I called my doctor, and her comment was, first thing was, why didn't you call 911?
Is this pain, or is it just a situational thing? In other words, it's happening.
Oh, my God. It was so much pain. I mean, it was like my whole head was exploding.
Okay.
Now,
did it happen again while you were brushing your teeth?
Yeah, the second 2 days in a row.
Really?
Not quite as bad the second day, and so that's when I called my doctor and went to see her, and she yelled at me for not calling 911. But by the time I could have, I was better.
So what exactly? Because you said it did not burst. So what exactly is going on in your brain that you have a brain aneurysm?
It was part of the vein had swollen up, and so it was like a pocket, and it was bulging out. And so basically I was just taking baby aspirin for the rest of my life, which works.
All right.
Thank God I didn't have to do anything about it.
Do you get paranoid when you brush your teeth, though?
I'm curious every time I do.
Yeah,
but
okay.
I get, I had an MRI, which didn't show anything, and then the doctor said, well, I'm not done testing you. So we ran a bunch of tests before they finally figured out what it was. And
all right, okay. Denise, I got questions about your son now, all right? So
yeah,
did he basically forget his entire life before this incident?
Yes.
So he had no recollection of anything.
He could read and write. He can read and write, and he knew he lived in the United States. That was it.
Okay.
He can run for government at this point.
I mean, did he look at his girlfriend and go, you're not my girlfriend, there's no way I would go out with someone like you? I mean, was there any weirdness?
He was going to propose that weekend, too.
Oh, that's convenient amnesia. All right, so...
Well, no, we found out a year later when he got his memory back, because he said, oh, yeah, I was going to propose. The ring is in this shoe. And
so wait, now, I guess, so the girlfriend contacts you to say, hey, there's something up with your son, right?
Correct.
And when you see your kid, he does not know who you are.
No, they were just loading him into the ambulance because I told her call 911.
Okay.
They were just loading him in the ambulance, and I just got out of the shower, so I had no makeup on or anything. And he looks a lot like me, and my husband both actually. We're both blonde hair, blue eyed, and so the paramedic said, "Oh, you must know who they are." And he looked at us. He said, "I have never seen them before in my life. I have no idea who they are."
On a different tip, okay?
Scared the hell out of me.
So now he's upright. He doesn't know who he is. He doesn't know where he is. He's learning that you're his family. If you ordered a pepperoni pizza, okay, does he look at it and then go, "What is that?" And you say, "That's pizza. You should have a bite." I mean, is it one of those things like this is McDonald's? Does he know? Did he know those things?
Somewhat. Yes. His girlfriend, who's now his wife, is vegetarian. So she tried to convince him that he was a vegetarian.
Oh, all right. This is a good time to start.
I walked into the hospital room with a meat lover's pizza, and he just looked at her and said, "Oh, hell no."
I don't need to remember anything to know that I want to eat that. So
yeah, I know I like sausage and bacon and ham, and yes, absolutely.
So you said it took about a year for him to get his memory back. Was it a gradual thing, or was it just like one day it all came back?
It was. The funny story is he was house sitting for our friends, and their dog tripped him, and he was knocked out again, and he woke up and he had his memory back.
Is that a real story?
It is true, 100% true. June 6, 2011 to May 31st, 2012.
I mean, did the doctors ever consider, like, hey, man, he bumped it. We can understand how he got amnesia. He bumped his head, but...
No, they didn't know he bumped his head because it didn't show up in any of...
Okay.
They did an MRI and it didn't show up, but, they did an MRI on me and my aneurysm didn't show up. So,
they need a new machine.
They could have ran.
Okay, now, as far as his job goes, could he go back to work? Did he still have the same skill set to show up at work and be able to do what he did? Okay, so no.
No, he couldn't even drive. I mean, he didn't remember how to drive. So we put a GPS in his car, and so we made sure he knew where our address was and could always make it back here. And he lost his job, and he also had 3 online businesses, and they were all gone. And so then he during that time, he went to school to get his certified medical assistant document, stuff. And he was top of the class. He was a student ambassador. He was a tutor, everything. And he got his memory back halfway through.
All right.
And when he got his memory back, he didn't remember that year.
Denise, if I could, I'm questioning this. Other than the fact that you lost your job and all those different things.
Yeah.
If I could lose my memory for 1 week, knowing that it's coming back at the end of the week, and just to try all of the things again for the first time.
I didn't know I was addicted to heroin.
This would be something that I would be curious and to taste pizza for the first time.
I thought the same thing. It would be unreal.
Right. Like to have
the look on his face was pure joy.
To have sex.
I will admit.
To have a cold Coca-Cola. To drink my first draft beer. Or
what were some of the
you know what I mean?
What were some of the things that really that you knew that he liked in advance, but when you watch him engage it, quote unquote, for the first time, like what are some of the things where he's like, this is heaven?
Well, the pizza was the first one. He was still in the hospital for that one. Just a soda, it was like the carbonation. He was like, whoa, that's, his daughter now that he calls it bubble juice. She gets the bubbles in her nose.
But even like to take a really good dump. Yeah. Like all these things that are like, somewhat enjoyous in your life. That you
know what? He was 21. I wasn't talking to him about his dump.
I know. I'm saying,
was there anything?
My personal feeling is it would be cool to experience things for the first time again. Obviously, not all of these things are positive, but
was there anything that he... Go ahead.
His girlfriend was very happy to take his virginity the second time.
Oh, I bet she was.
Yeah, he was very happy that she did. That's what I'm saying. Back to all these things, I've never seen boobs.
So is there anything that he used to like that when he got his memory back he does not like anymore, or things that he didn't like that you guys kind of convinced him to like in the meantime?
Not really. I mean, he was pretty much set. It was pretty funny. Our oldest daughter took him ice skating about 6 months into it, and he was a hockey player. So he could skate circles around anybody on the ice. I mean, he's an amazing skater. And he got out there and, the first few steps were like he had never skated before, very timid and, slowly but surely he couldn't remember, but his body did. Okay. And so she said, we weren't there, but she said that it was just the biggest joy in her life was watching him just have that realization that here's something I know how to control because everything was out of his control. And that drove him crazy. He spent weeks and months just studying world history. And I remember he came downstairs one day and his eyes were bugging out of his head. And he's like, have you heard of this guy named Hitler and what he did?
That was pretty bad.
Dad, it was...
I'm talking about stuff that's fun, and he's like masturbating for the first time. But I just need a week.
Again, I bet he would have fun with that too. Wet dreams probably at that age. So thank God.
It never stops. Hey, was he a good student before amnesia? Because you said all this post amnesia, like he's the top of the class. Was he a good student before this?
He was lazy.
Yep, I knew it.
Yep.
I knew it.
He admits he was lazy.
The guy with 3 businesses online and a real job, that lazy guy.
And he, after he got his medical certification, because he still passed the class, top of the class and everything, even though he couldn't remember a thing. And he went to, he decided to go to, he worked for a neurologist for his internship. And the neurologist said, you need to be a doctor. So he actually was accepted into the biochem program up at Western, which is their pre-med, basically.
Nice.
So he was accepted into that. He was doing great, and then him and his wife had a baby, and they decided,
All right. So this basically knocked the intelligence into him.
Mm-hmm.
It basically did. I mean, he's 4-point-something GPA now.
I've never met Dr. Ex-hockey player.
You know what? I'm going to have to go home and hit my kid in the head with a golf club. Hey, man,
use a hockey stick. I think it would work better.
All right.
But,
I think that's the truth for a lot of people, right? When you get older, like there's certain subjects I wish I had been more diligent with in school.
Well, sure.
So if you lost all that...
I was lazy.
Yeah, if you lost all that memory, you'd be like, I gotta get something in there.
You forget that you hated being academic.
Yeah. Well, Denise, that's fascinating. Really is.
Well, he ended up graduating with a molecular biology degree, but since he didn't have internships, he couldn't find a job. So he ended up getting a second degree through Arizona State in computer engineering.
Jesus.
And he starts in about 2-3 weeks for Georgia Tech with their cybersecurity program.
I am dropping all kinds of things on my kid's head tonight.
Did he go to Arizona State
beat
or
the
do it
hell
online?
out of him. I almost said beat the S.
Yeah.
But
Did he go to Arizona State or do it online?
Online. He's got a wife and child now.
Because most people who go to Arizona...
All right, I was going to say that whoever he was dating was out if he went to Tempe.
Their degree is going to the pool.
We went down for the graduation, and we had a pretty good time, I got to admit.
Hey, Denise, this question comes from the text line. It says, ask her if her son remembers the period when he could not recall things.
Yeah, he doesn't really like to talk about it, and a lot of it is like a foggy dream to him now.
Okay.
I mean, there's things he does remember now during that year, but some of it he doesn't know if it's real or if it's something he imagined. So, I mean, he has every now and then he'll ask us, and we'll clarify it for him. But yeah, that year is pretty much a fog. But it was pure hell for me, and he was in the house, so I couldn't let him see.
Right.
If I was upset,
I'm really intrigued by this whole
deal. My car
deal.
and scream.
Yeah. If it wasn't for a year,
I'm body. Remember the girl in the body cast with the broken femur?
Yeah.
That's my daughter.
What is it with your family?
Yeah, really?
Good God.
My family's crazy. I mean, I've had 3 shoulder surgeries. My husband's carpenter, so everything's broken on him.
Yeah, of course.
So
okay, let me ask you this one last question. So you had the brain aneurysm, which obviously is painful, but you also gave birth to at least 2 different kids that we know of. What hurt worse?
3. Yeah.
3. All right. Which one hurt the most?
The aneurysm, because I went full drugs.
Wow.
I mean, I was far dilated with the kids when I finally got my epidurals, and it hurt like hell. I mean, I'm not disputing that, but the aneurysm, I seriously thought I was going to die. It just, I can't believe my brain stayed in my skull. It just felt like the whole thing swelled up and exploded. It just,
Damn.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't hear a lot of
It
women
was
say
awful.
they'd pick childbirth over any other pain they've had. I remember my wife was going to try to go drug-free right for the first kid, and they offered her the epidural, and she's like, no, man, I'm going to do this. And then just like Denise there said, she starts dilating, and things changed. She was like, get me the drugs. So they load her up on drugs, and within 5 seconds, she's like, hey, you want to put on the college football game?
It's amazing.
I'm like, sure, like
It's
USC
amazing.
was playing somebody. So I'm like, yeah, okay, babe. Then she's cracking jokes, having a good time. I'm like, she was one step away from Linda Blair exorcist. They gave her the drugs. She's a good time.
What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Chris. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
All right, so I'm going to get into the story that I told Mike, but I just want to say I forgot that I got rib tattoo as well, and that stuff.
It sucks. It does.
Was at least the artwork good?
No.
All right. I was gonna say, do you like the tattoo?
I mean, my brother did it for me for free, and the line work wasn't.
It looks like a free tattoo. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the cover-up's going to be painful.
Yeah. Just tell people it's a jail tat.
There you go.
It's okay. I'm not going to do anything to it. It's fine.
Okay.
It hurts too much to worry about.
It really does. Anyway, so I was in basic training, and we were doing the obstacle course, and I was on a platform, and it slipped, and I fell, and I hit my face on part of the like a tube type thing, and oh my gosh.
What part of your face made contact?
Oh, my mouth.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, no, broke a tooth. My bottom teeth almost went completely through my lips. Had to get 12 stitches.
You still have all your teeth?
Yeah, but they put kind of a not a crown, but before they put a crown on my front tooth, you can still kind of see the crack between where it's fake and the real tooth.
Right. Ah, okay. Did it knock you out?
No.
That's the worst part.
See, that's believe it or not, in those kind of situations, that's what you need sometimes.
Yeah,
as far as the pain.
The pain, yeah, you'd rather be unconscious. Either go into shock or be unconscious, but you don't want it sucks when you actually remember the pain.
Yeah, because like typically with a concussion, it does not hurt right away because your body is still trying to process what's going on.
Wrong.
You're not sure if you're really there or you're really not, but you're almost positive you're there.
Sure.
But then the next morning when you try to wake up and the light is coming through or you're hearing noises or whatever, then the pain kind of starts to take effect on your head. So like that's the first time you feel pain is sometimes like 24 hours to 12 hours afterwards. So that's when like you open your eyes and when you see the light, it feels like someone just took, two just absolute daggers through your head into your brain.
Sure.
Through your eyeballs. You're like, oh no, I can't. The worst thing I can do is open up my eyes. So you try to walk around with your eyes closed because just any light will just make it's like a piercing.
It's like a cluster migraine at that point.
I mean, there's a lot of injuries that can do that. Like I had somebody like at a 50-50 ball in soccer kind of come over the top.
Yeah.
And just clean got my ankle. Right. So like I fell over, but I was like, yeah. I like hopped up and the ref was like, you should probably get off the field. I was like, all right. And then by the time I made it to the sideline, I'm like limping, and then it was like, it just swelled right up. I was like, yeah, that did hurt.
I mean, that's why they do the concussion protocols in the NFL now, right? Because like Miles, like you said, if the coach asks you, it's like, my head hurts, but I'm going to play. But now that
I'm shaking it off.
Right. Because you don't know it's a concussion. The only time I've seen where it's obviously a concussion, and this was probably 20 years ago, the Cowboys are playing the then Redskins, whatever game. It's a rivalry. But anyway.
Oh, LeVar.
These guys, they crushed this guy from the Skins, all right? And he drops down, and even the announcer's like, oh, it's a bad hit. And he pops up, and he starts talking mad S to the guys from the Cowboys, okay? And they're like, ooh, okay. Tough dude, big hit, but he is up. He's yelling. But he jogs off to the sideline, and he sits down on the bench, and he's still mouthing at these Cowboys guys. And they pull the camera back, and he's sitting on the Cowboys sideline. Yeah. And the guys from the Cowboys had to help his ass up, and they kind of point across the field like, hey, bro. And then you see his knees wobble. He kind of collapses, and the coaches came over, and they're like, yeah, that's a concussion. I mean, that's the quickest I've seen them go.
Dude,
yep.
I remember once in a practice at JV, literally saying to the coach after like two, like, these smelling salts don't work. They were like, give us your helmet.
Yeah. I watched film.
Something's wrong with him.
There was a guy named Brad Cochran, and he was like an all-state linebacker. I think he ended up playing in like Alabama or something.
Right.
He was 6'4". He was 2 Vs. He weighed 225 pounds. He was just absolutely a physical machine. And he had me in the second quarter of a game, and I don't remember finishing the first half. All right. But I do remember I played the entire game.
Right.
I don't remember going into the locker room. I don't remember any of this stuff. But I do remember on Monday, that was game film day, right? And for the first half, every single play that comes in, I'm running the play. Right. Every single one. And I'm not really, it's not the worst performance in the world. I'm maybe 10 for 18, 10 for 16.
All right.
Somewhere in there passing, whatever. The second half, which I do not remember, the first play that Kelly called, I audibled because I saw what I needed to do.
Okay.
I audibled at least half the calls that came out.
Oh, really?
And I was like, I was 90% passing. I mean, we were marching down the field, and Coach Kelly wasn't saying anything to me because all the audibles that we were taught were the ones I was calling. I didn't call one in the first half.
Right.
When I don't even know where I am and I'm watching this game, I'm like, this is amazing. I'm like, I have no idea. He's watching the film with me. He's like, you remember any of this? I remember none of this. He's like, okay, I know you do because you're going to tell me what happens the next play. I'm like, Coach, I have no idea what's going to happen the next play. Pick off, a guy runs the ball 90 yards back for a touchdown. We're going to score. And I was like, you got to be kidding me. He's like, no, I want a very good throw. I was like, yes, I can see that.
Right.
Man. What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
It's one thing falling in love with a house, and quite another navigating the world of negotiating, mortgage lenders, and finding the budget that works best for you. Guidance from an agent who's a Realtor can make all the difference, because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Start your Las Vegas adventure with the world's ultimate zipline, Slotzilla, at the Fremont Street Experience. Launch from the largest slot machine in the world, traveling up to 35 miles per hour under the largest digital screen on the planet, while basking in the Vegas casino glow. Then grab a bite and a drink from a selection of over 100 bars and restaurants, and explore our multiple stages with free live music nightly. See some of the most fun, funny, and outlandish sights and characters of this legendary destination. Tickets and info at vegasexperience.com.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Whether you love true crime or comedy, celebrity interviews or news, you call the shots on what's in your podcast queue. And guess what? Now you can call them on your auto insurance too with the Name Your Price tool from Progressive. It works just the way it sounds. You tell Progressive how much you want to pay for car insurance, and they'll show you coverage options that fit your budget. Get your quote today at Progressive.com to join the over 28 million drivers who trust Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
At Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, every journey is unique. From learning to walk again after a spinal cord injury to learning to speak again after a stroke. But they all have the same destination: ability. Choose the #1 rehabilitation hospital. The one with the most advanced treatments, the brightest experts, and the most referrals for the toughest cases. Choose Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
99.9 KISW. 99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
All you got to do is listen for 1 hour to KISW on the Odyssey app. That'll enter for your chance to win your share of $100,000. Be sure to sign in after you download the free Odyssey app. That way they know you're there, and then I'll listen for an hour. Hell, if you can tolerate it, listen for 2 hours. You can even try to listen to the whole show if you can stomach it.
If you can.
Either way, your chance to win the cash now. All right, our question, what was the worst pain that you ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
You know, one thing I've always been paranoid about, heard about it since childhood, never had to experience the idea of passing a kidney stone.
Oh, yeah.
So last year, my brother, he had kidney stones. Asked him about it. He said, that's exactly what you think it is. It sucks until it's over. Well, on the text line, it says, I've passed 60 or more kidney stones. It's like having 60 kids. I've had surgery on both kidneys. Then they had drink your water, kids. Doctor ordered me to drink 2 beers a day forever. Thanks, Doc.
Okay. All right, that's not the worst thing.
What?
I've never heard a doctor say that.
Because it helps flush out your kidneys.
Oh.
And you break the seal when you pee. I think I might just keep them active, kind of thing.
Okay.
I'm sure they recommended they drink water as well, but they're just pointing out 2 beers as well.
I mean, gout's pretty bad, right? Kidney stones sound terrible.
Gout has shown up on the text line several times, Dad. Yeah.
Nice.
Nobody likes it.
What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Brian. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
Liquor and whore.
Liquor and whores. Hell yeah.
Well, my story involves quite a while ago.
Wait. You broke up. Your story involves what?
A skiing accident.
Okay.
Making intimate contact with a tree up at ended up fracturing my pelvis from front to back.
Oh man, you got to call back.
Yeah, call back, man. You're in a weird spot there. We can't hear you. Keep fading in and out.
All I heard is skiing, tree,
Crystal
broken
Mountain.
pelvis. Yeah, no thanks.
He's probably down by Crystal Mountain.
Yeah, that would make sense. All right. Hello, David. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bitches.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so I had what is called the hydrocele, which is basically a little sac that forms around your testicle. They have to perform surgery or drain it to get rid of it, and I went to a urologist, and they said, we're going to go ahead and perform surgery, so they go in and they cut it off. And he didn't do something right because it came back almost right away, right? So now he decides he's going to go ahead and drain it. Now, what most doctors do when they do this sort of thing is they get an ultrasound, and so they can guide themselves. What my doctor did was decide to do it blind. So he takes a 10-gauge needle and starts digging around in my scrotum there, and you guessed it, right there, testicular artery, poked it.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Yeah, the pain that rocketed through my entire body with that was exquisite. I wanted to reach down there and just start punching this guy.
Was it the equivalent of getting hit in the boys? I mean, was it that stomach pain? It's a very distinct feeling.
No,
Did it kind of mirror that?
No, it surpassed that big time. This was nothing like that. This was just pure pain, just everywhere. I couldn't get up for about 10 minutes. The doctor, his little shout on the medical assistant, I'll leave. I'm just lying there half naked on a table, not knowing what to do. So finally I was able to get up after about 10 minutes and get dressed, hobble out to my car. I get home and I tell my wife, I call her about this, and so she's going to come home and help me out because I'm serious. I couldn't even walk hardly. So she calls the doctor to ask him what he did. Well, she's on the way to get me, and he says this, and this. You should probably go to the emergency room. So we did that. 10 minutes after we got to the emergency room, I went right to the beginning of the line. They took me back there. They didn't even mess around because it turns out if you hit one of 2 spots and you don't get it taken care of, that testicle is dead in 6 to 8 hours. Luckily, he didn't hit one of those 2 spots, but two doses of Dilaudid, and finally the pain was gone.
Is this a case of medical malpractice to some degree?
Yeah, I tried. It's so low money that the lawyers won't even talk to me about it. The best I can do is file a complaint with the state, which I'll go ahead and do. But
all right, yeah,
I tried the lawyers. They ignored me.
And you said he hit what now?
One of the arteries going into the testicle with a 10-gauge needle.
Good. So after he does this, I'm assuming you screamed out in pain when this happened.
Mm-hmm.
And you said they just kind of finished up and rolled out of the room? I mean, was there any comment from the doctor like, hey, when you feel good, get up and leave, or they just left?
No. The doctor asked, did that hurt? couldn't figure that out. But then he said, well, I'm going to go ahead and terminate the procedure. Good idea. And then he left with some little shadow. Just left the room.
Okay. All right.
That was good to remember.
Laying there half naked on the thing there, dealing with myself.
Well, someone says I got a testicular torsion when I was playing basketball.
Is that when your testicles flip around?
That is correct. The physical pain was horrible, but the emotional pain of having the girl I liked having to check my shorts for what was wrong was pretty bad for me mentally. A couple others here. Man o' war sting on my chest at the beach.
Yeah, they are like what? One of the worst things to sting in the water, right?
It's the most dangerous, isn't it? The man of war.
There's like the blue, with that spotted blue
ring?
jellyfish, blue ring octopus, and the man of war, as I understand it, are like the last two things you want to get stung by in the water.
Someone else says chest tube being put in or taken out. Not sure. They were both effing awful. Gum abscess. No painkillers helped at all. My aunt had one time and said the pain of childbirth was nothing compared to the pain of her abscess gums.
So I'd always listen to with mothers if they're like, no, I'm telling you, this is worse than giving birth. I go,
Yeah.
okay.
Right. Childbirth without an epidural is another. Dislocating my ribs from sneezing too hard. What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Bob. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola, bicholas.
Hola.
So it sounds like you all have a little bit of experience with like climbing and hiking and things of that nature. And so my ex-wife and a bunch of friends of mine in our younger years used to climb quite a bit, rock climb and little mountaineering and so forth. And I decided at my home I was going to build a climbing wall. So I had set up this climbing wall, and I was setting up the D-rings for the belay device for the thing, and I forgot. We had been drinking beer all day, by the way. This is at home. So I forgot my little protection webbing, and I put the D-rings on the rope area for the belay device, but my arms got so tired, I got fagged out, and I had to grab on. I had an old rope tow rope for like an emergency sort of a thing, and I ended up sliding down that rope and basically almost castrating myself on the top of my climbing wall. And I immediately, all my friends were, my ex-wife was there, and my friends are like, oh, and it got real quiet. I looked in my shorts and there was blood, and I was like, oh, this is not good. So, I got off the wall and immediately went into the shower, and my testicles were black, literally black, in less than like 3 minutes. My ex-wife comes in, and I'm in the shower. She's like, "Can I see?" And she almost hurled. I swear, it was so funny.
Did you go to the hospital?
Did you think it was funny then?
Well, yeah, we were all laughing.
Well, as long as you can laugh at the fact that your testicles are black, I think everybody else is...
Hey, easy.
Put it easy.
My testicles have been black my entire life. They're just fine.
Are they darker than the rest of your skin?
I actually have to take a look.
No, I'm serious. My testicles are a little darker than my others. Just a little bit. You know what I mean? Are yours, Ted?
No, mine are a little red.
More
They're
pink?
red?
Okay.
Are everyone's testicles like a slightly different hue than your skin tone?
I believe they are.
Now, this is going to be weird because we don't have bathrooms like in these stalls. So if you work here, if you walk into the bathroom and I'm staring at my bees, I'm doing
just match them up against the inner thigh.
Yeah,
just
hold on.
It's like you're doing a paint swab. You know what I mean?
It's too dark.
You don't have enough light. Exactly, and they're black already.
And now Mike's looking down his shorts. Come on, man.
I'm fairly similar.
Thank God no one else works on this floor.
By the way, this story just came in. Thank you, Mike, for shooting this our way. Based on today's question, Kathy Lee Gifford, hospitalized with a fractured pelvis after a fall at home.
I wonder how old she is now.
She's 70 years old. Let's see, it happened yesterday. She's going to be in hospital for at least a week. She was recovering from hip replacement surgery, falls down, and ended up basically busting up her pelvis in 2 different places.
Look, man, if something doesn't happen internally, that's how you're going to go externally.
No kidding, right?
Back to what me and Ted always say about slipping and falling in the bathroom or in the
washing
tub.
your feet.
any of that stuff. I mean, hell, that's the reason that Richard Simmons has passed on.
Right, not all the stuff that was leading to his death.
You've done everything that you need to do to take care of yourself. You just can't keep your damn balance. What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Michael. Welcome to the men's room.
Hey, guys. How's it going?
Hola.
So I got to preface this. I got the best gig in the world. I actually travel around the world and around the States buying vinyl records to sell them online.
That is awesome, and thank you for doing God's work.
Very cool job.
Yeah, and Tokyo was, for many years, a great market to go. Because I don't know if you guys remember, but before CDs, you'd go and buy a Japanese pressing of your favorite record because the pressing sounded so good.
Well, the pressing sounded good, and a lot of times they had songs that did not make it to the American release.
They weren't available.
Right. They put out live records. I mean, sir, at least in the rock world, if you could get the Japanese or German copy, it's like, look, it's the same record, but there's 3 tracks you're just not going to hear.
Ours were the ones from KISS.
Yep.
That was a big
KISS.
Yep, absolutely. But yeah, so I used to go to Tokyo twice a year to buy records, and I'm prone to kidney stones. But the weird thing is that every time I get one, I don't recognize what it is. So I wake up in my hotel room in Tokyo, and I'd had sushi the night before, and I got this funny pain, and I'm thinking, oh, man, I got some bad sushi. But the pain keeps growing, and I realized, okay, something's going on here. So I went down to the desk, told them I need to get to an emergency room. And they looked panicked when I told them this because the Japanese medical system is completely different. They don't have emergency rooms like we do. It's just different. So basically, I'm kind of on my own. So I'm using Google Maps on my iPad to try to find a clinic near me. And the first place I go to, there's this building with like 40 different businesses in it, but there's no clinic that I can find. So then I got to get on the subway and go to another place, and it's a hospital. They weren't quite open yet. I had to sit there for a half an hour. They finally open up. I tell them, using the iPad translation what's going on. They translate back to me, sorry, dude, we can't help you because you don't speak Japanese. So I'm now freaking out.
I like that they put that into the Google Translate.
Yes.
Like, if you can tell me this, we can communicate, guys.
Right, exactly. So they sent me to a place called the English Clinic, which unfortunately was on the entire other side of Tokyo. We're talking about an hour subway ride, and every time the subway would slow down or speed up, I'm dying. I thought, okay, it's either a kidney stone or I've got a complete hernia. I don't know which it is. But I finally got to the English Clinic at like 12:45, and this started at 7 a.m. And I'm just dying. I'm pale, I'm sweaty, and they said, "Oh, well, we're closing for lunch in 15 minutes." And I think they recognized the panic looked on and decided, you know what, we can take lunch a little bit late. But the worst part of this whole story is, they don't give you drugs in Tokyo unless you've lost a limb. They gave me something that supposedly keeps the ureter from spasming. They said that that's where the pain really comes from. So they gave me that. They gave me Tylenol, and they said basically walk it off. And so for the next 12 hours, I'm looking online to find all the cures I can find online. Walk around and stomp was one of them. Drink cranberry juice was one of them. And I'm doing all of this stuff.
Wait. You're saying that in Tokyo, cranberry juice readily available?
Yeah, exactly.
Huh.
I don't even know what I did.
I don't know.
4 a.m, I finally peed in the cup and heard the little tink sound, and I was in the clear. But, oh, man. Now, you know what I do, guys? I drink a gallon of water every day. I got a gallon jug. It's sitting here next to me in the car. I drink that every day, and I haven't had a kidney stone in 7 years.
Okay. Now, you said that you passed several kidney stones but didn't recognize the symptoms. Are the symptoms different each time, or it's the same symptom, it just doesn't ring a bell?
It's kind of the same symptom every time, but I always think it's something else.
Is it wishful thinking, or you legitimately think it might be something else?
I legitimately think it might be something else. The last time I got one, though, which was after that Tokyo trip, I did recognize it right away. So I guess maybe I am getting smarter. I don't know. But it always feels like back pain. It just feels like I pulled a muscle.
I know you don't do a lot of garage sailing, but what is the most valuable thing that you've ever stumbled upon in your travels, as far as something where you're like, oh my God? And do you keep do you show your excitement? Do they often know what they have?
Do not show your excitement if you're
all
buying.
these things, all these questions, yes.
And you try not to show your excitement, but twice now, and times here in Seattle, I've picked up Beatles Butcher cover albums. Yesterday and Today album that had the original Butcher cover underneath. I picked one up at a at a Goodwill for $1, and then I got another one in a barn for $1, and those things go for about $2,000.
Yeah, wow. Goodwill's a good place to look, man, because that's people that don't want any part of their grandparents' vinyl collection.
Or believe it or not, estate sales with one owner.
Yeah.
So there's like an old house that, the folks have passed on, and the kids are selling the stuff, and the kids are in their 50s and the 60s.
Not interested.
Well, they'll also do a walk around with furniture and all those different things.
But they look at stuff like that. I feel like when it comes to books or vinyl, they're just like...
Typically, people do have a music and a book collection.
Oh, yeah.
So if you can get in there...
We're doing it with my mom right now. My brother's like, I'm just going to start throwing stuff out.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, especially if they have vinyl. Because my dad, they moved to New Mexico, was it 2 years ago, I guess it was, but... they're trying to downsize. They have 60 years of life together, kids, all that kind of thing. So they're like, look, there's some crap we just want to get rid of. They sold a bunch of furniture, gave some stuff away. And I'm like, I want your vinyl collection. Because he's like, I don't want to move it again.
Did he give the whole thing to you, or did he save 100, 200 pieces?
He gave the entire thing to me. Because he's like, look, if I need to listen, I know you have them. I know you'll take care of them. Basically, I'll come up for a visit. We can rock out. All right. So he's in his 80s. So he has a friend he's known forever, also in their 80s, who lives in Florida. So my father calls me and says, hey, you remember Eddie Jackson? I'm like, I do. It's a guy hitting the head with an empty Dr. Pepper bottle. Well, he wants to get rid of his vinyl for the same reason. He's getting up there in age. Nobody wants it. I'm like, all right. So this guy sent me an itemized list, alphabetical by genre and by decade, of everything he has, right? Super organized. And as my father said, that's what happens in retirement. Like, you have the time to do this crap. But anyway, I went through, highlighted the stuff I wanted. I just had to pay for shipping. That was it. So in about a month period, I got like 700 pieces of vinyl. But most of it's old jazz, R&B, like Aretha Franklin when she was thin and young. You know what I mean? Like, you look like, who's this? Oh, God, that's Aretha Franklin. You know what I mean? It's crazy, man. But the stuff they have, so much of it is no longer in print. And some of this stuff is so badass. It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I was going to say, if you grew up in the era I did listening to rap with, like, Diddy, like Puff Daddy.
You know how much their stuff goes for in a...
Well, I was just going to say, if you put on those records, I could probably... A lot of them are going to be what I would know as a rap record.
Exactly.
Because that was like the genius of him and Dre's. They just went back and started taking that stuff that nobody really knew.
And that's exactly... And I said to my dad at one point, I was younger, and I go, man, how do you not like rock music? And he looked at me and said, boy, when I was your age, this was rock music. I'm like, strong boy.
What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas. Boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
How can we use change to our advantage in the profession?
The ones that are most successful have developed what I like to think of as a unique personal relationship with change.
Dental Sound Bites.
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill.
As they say, pain is a tricky subject. Considered subjective and dependent on individuals and their pain threshold. And they do say the painfulness of getting a tattoo or having a baby may be debatable. There are certain health conditions or illnesses that are undeniably excruciating.
Look, certain tattoos hurt, certain don't, but I've never heard a woman say, oh, baby birth, yeah, didn't even notice.
The National Health Service has a list of conditions that can cause the most notoriously severe pain. Here are a few in no particular order. Pain! Yes! Have you ever had any of these? Chime in. Shingles.
No.
I got a shingle shot. Hopefully that'll never happen.
But you said your reaction to the shot was...
If that's a little bad. If that's a little bit of shingles, good golly.
Yeah. You were aggressive for the rest of the day. It was not
No, but I didn't have the pain of shingles.
No.
Okay, how about cluster headaches? Anybody have a cluster headache?
I did until they got that thing out of my face. Okay. Yeah, that's why I went there.
Was that bad?
Yeah. I know. Look, again, nothing was wrong with my junk, but it was enough pain that I finally went to a doctor and said, we got to do something about it.
Next one up on the most notoriously severe pains, frozen shoulder.
What exactly is that?
I don't know, but it sounds like something that you should make and pull apart and make a delicious barbecue.
That's what you give to people that you don't like.
Broken bones.
Yep.
Complex regional pain syndrome, or CRPS.
Don't know what it is, so I'm going to assume I've never had it.
Here's one. Heart attack.
Nope.
Oh, Jesus. A slipped disc. Sickle cell disease. Arthritis. Migraine headaches.
Yep.
Kidney stones. Appendicitis. Acute pancreatitis. The gout. We got a gout.
Yep, I got a gout.
Stomach ulcer. Never had one of those.
Yes.
Nope. You have had an ulcer.
Those suck.
Okay.
Fibromyalgia.
What is fibromyalgia?
I feel like it affects older people. I don't know. I just see commercials on TV, and I feel like it's one of those age kind of things, but never had it.
And pain after surgery. Our question, what was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Sheila. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hi there.
Hola.
Hola. How are you?
We're doing great, Sheila. Thanks.
So I've got a weird immune system, and well, when I was 5, I was paralyzed. I've had chicken pox down my lungs that almost killed me, but that's going to cause me a new set of lungs, hopefully from UW. But the worst pain was called granulomatous mastitis. So I felt a lump in my right breast, and of course, the female gets.
Hang on, right there, Sheila.
Once again, bedroom colors. Here are the 7 words you can't say on the radio. Sucker.
I mean, she's not wrong.
And please keep those words in mind when calling. Now, back to the program.
Well, you sound very sweet when you drop the S-bomb. You just can't say that on the air. It's very nice and flowery from you, but it's still a word we can't say.
Yeah, it's like Tinkerbell stubbing her toe.
Yeah. Okay, so what is it exactly?
Granulomatous mastitis. Your immune system basically attacks your body and causes small granule cysts in your breast tissue. So what it is a rare disease that your body will get if you're obviously female, if you've had children, and if you've breastfed. That's the only thing they really know about it. So with this, the cysts start out as little bumps about the size of a penny or a dime. And the reason how they know it's not cancer is those cysts grow extremely fast. And we're talking like my cyst went from a tiny little pebble size to size of a fist.
On your breast?
On my right side breast.
God.
And,
so you can't really even wear a bra at that point.
Oh, I think if somebody would have touched me, I'd have punched them in their face.
Well, you should try it anyway if they touch your boob.
Was it an internal pain, or was it more of a was it internal pain, or was it an external pain as far as it being felt?
Both.
Okay, all right.
Oh, both. I would have had all 6 of my kids again, then go through that pain. I'd have had them back to back.
All right, and how long does this fist-sized cyst on this side of your boob last?
Okay, well, my husband took me to Madigan, and Madigan knows me quite well, all the weird stuff I've been through. But my breast, well, I was very endowed. I wore like a triple E.
Good Lord.
And so having an ultrasound with morphine, I cried the whole time.
And that's with morphine.
Oh, yeah.
Did you get this condition under control?
They took me to surgery the next morning and had the mass removed. And it was a fist-sized mass. 10 days later, there was another fist-sized mass and 3 smaller cysts that they removed again. And so they put me in surgery again and did that. And about 6 weeks later, there was another mass. So this really screwed up my whole entire summer. And
well, that and having 6 kids. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. And so my husband said, I can't remember the pain meds I was on because they had me on the highest pain meds I could have with being out of the hospital. And my husband said I was pretty much delusional at some point, talking to my dead mother.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you're definitely hallucinating.
So is this something they have under control, or is this something that might happen?
I'm sorry.
Is this something that might happen again, or is it something they've taken care of?
Oh, no. There was not enough information to figure out how we could deal with it. What they wanted me to do was go on this massive dose of steroids. And then my husband looked up some information online and discovered that if you go on a massive dose of steroids with your body attacking itself, this is just making your body stronger.
Right, to attack yourself.
And not helping you at all. So if you boost up your immune system, basically you're SOL.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, but I mean, you could have bulked up, dude.
How you feeling now?
Oh, God, I'm tough.
Okay, so feeling okay?
You've had 6 kids, you got fish growing on your boobs.
Exactly.
But here's what you said earlier. You said that you had chicken pox on the inside of your lungs, and you're hoping to get new lungs from UW.
So, my husband had shingles, and you are right on that list. He was in severe pain. And then when I was younger, I was a carrier, so I got everybody else sick in 3rd grade or 2nd grade. And so I got my whole classroom sick in my grade school, but I never physically got, the chickenpox. So when he got shingles, we didn't realize that if you don't physically get it, when I was 39, I had pneumonia, and then his shingles virus transferred to me because we were so close, obviously. And so they didn't realize that the virus had gotten down into my esophagus, into my lungs. So I'm at home, and my older 2 boys are like, Mom, we're going to go to school. And my older son, Jeffrey, hey, Bubba, how old was Jeffrey?
He was 12 at the time.
He was 12 at the time. Sorry, I'm talking to my other boy. I picked him up from work, and he's driving me home. But anyway, yeah, they actually called the ambulance because I wasn't breathing so well. And I guess they lost me on the way because the pressure in my lungs was squeezing my heart.
Oh, my God.
And so they lost me on the way to the hospital. And it was December 13th that happened, and I will never forget that.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, I bet you won't.
Yeah. Man, oh, man, you've been through a lot.
Yeah, for sure, man. I thought that she was saying she got the chickenpox as a kid. Got it in her London. I didn't realize she got it at 39.
What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Joni. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola. So what's the worst pain you've been in, Joni?
So I know you all have kids.
Mm-hmm.
You've gone through the raising them and the tantrums and the hitting and the kicking that they normally do.
Sort of.
Sort of. So I work at a daycare, and every day I have roughly about 14 kids. They're all within the age range of 1.5 years to 2.5.
All right.
The worst pain I ever felt was one day I was laying on the floor, and keep in mind it's a cement floor. I had a kid sitting on my lap, and I was tickling him, and I had a kid behind me sitting on a chair. The kid behind me decided they were going to kick me in the face.
Where'd it get you?
The nose and forehead area.
And that's the worst pain you've had?
Well, that wasn't the worst part of the whole situation. So what happened is my head had nowhere to go. It went straight into the floor, and I started developing concussion symptoms.
Do you think that that's what causing these unusual pauses for lengths of time in between each one of your statements?
Sorry, I have my kid's making motions at me. I'm trying to get his butt in the car.
Because okay, so
just do what my parents did. Get in the damn car.
Because when you talk, you see, you
William Shatner it.
You stop,
Gotcha.
but then you're talking about the situation, and then all.
Yeah, no, he's gesturing at me from the door, trying to get me in the house, and I'm trying to get him in the car.
I just want to make sure you don't have brain damage from that kid kicking you in the face.
Well, no. It is so hard to read, though.
For real?
For real. So
have you been to the doctor?
Yeah, I think you might have lingering effects of this. I'm not even joking about that.
How long ago was it?
So this was 4 months ago. I was out from work for 2 months because of how severe my concussion was.
Is this like an abnormally large kid?
3-year-old?
In the face?
Yeah.
Sounds like Jean-Claude Van Damme kicked you in the face.
No, she was just very, very mad.
Okay. And
because of the position where she kicked me, since I was on the floor and she kicked me with her heel, the back of her foot, all the impact went into my skull, which then hit the floor and then bounced back.
I got you. Okay. So you missed 2 months of work because of this little snotty kid. Now, when you go back, is that kid still there?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
How are you feeling today?
I have a hard time reading printed word. It hurts sometimes, but most of the time I'm okay. The worst part of it was like 2 or 3 days after the initial impact. I started throwing up. Like you couldn't even move. It hurt so bad. It was like someone was taking thousands of needles and pushing your skull into that bed of needles constantly.
You have been to the doctor, right?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Thank goodness.
Jesus, God. That's what I'm most worried about on this, because there's no point that I hear
What
her
happened
bring
to you?
that up.
Why are you being so slow and drooling? I got kicked in the head by a 2-year-old. What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
All right, I just got to ask. Is anybody else wondering about the physics? Like, did this kid stomp on her?
No, her head hit the floor. So
And
she's
once she said the heel, it makes more sense because
The
you get
kid
more
must have
power.
stomped on her, not like kicked her, because you'd figure if it bounced back that bad, I'm like, she must have been laying like on her back or something.
I'm assuming it kicked her, she dropped back, hit her head, and then the brain hit the skull, and then snapped back. I guess. Either way, I don't want to get kicked in the face. I did get kicked in the face by it. They named him Bubba. I think I was 12 years old, and this Bubba, get rid of the Forrest Gump Bubba. This guy, he was 2.5 years old, but he was built like a future Bubba, right?
All right.
And we're in Oklahoma. I remember I grabbed this kid under his armpits to pick him up to say, hey, Bubba. And he's kicking his legs like kids do, but I'm still a child myself, so I don't recognize that. He landed a direct kick to my face, and it just pissed me off. I couldn't say anything.
Yep.
I just put Bubba down with his big-ass plastic shoes, son of a bitch. Mm-hmm. Hello, Dave. Welcome to the men's room.
Hola.
Hola.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Appreciate it, Dave.
Welcome to the show, Dave. What was your worst pain?
Breaking my collarbone.
Yeah, I've heard that before.
I was riding my bike, and I thought I'd be that cool guy and practice doing those front wheelie brakes, and my timing and balance was terrible. I flipped right over. I got up a couple seconds later, kind of came to, and I couldn't lift my left arm.
How old were you when you did this?
13 or 14.
All right, at least you're not an adult. Apparently it hurts worse.
That's what I've heard.
Well, and what sucks is that there's nothing they can really do for you except for put this silly strap around you.
Yeah, it's the same thing with broken ribs, man. You just got to deal. And sometimes when you cough, laugh, it seems like it has the same results as broken ribs at times.
Yeah, it was, and it's funny too, because as I was waiting on hold, I remembered that I was also hit by a car when riding a bike later on.
But the collarbone hurt more than getting hit by the car?
They weren't going too fast. It seemed like I kind of brushed that off a little bit quicker. I think they were doing 15 or 20. I was delivering sandwiches out in Seattle.
And you got hit by a car. Okay, well, if breaking your collarbone hurts more than getting hit by a car, then I would.
My advice, don't get on a bike.
Yeah.
What was the worst pain that you've ever felt? 206-803-ROCK.
Hello, Roy. Welcome to the men's room.
Hello.
Hola.
Oh, la la.
So what's the worst pain you've been in, Roy?
Well, I worked in a steel shop, and we were building a large awning, which hangs off the edge of a building. And I trusted somebody else's work, and I was welding this thing out. And I'd go from one, swing underneath, and go to the other one, swing underneath, and go to the other one. Well, somebody didn't tack one of those in. And it was a piece of 4x4 square tubing, half-inch wall, probably about 12, 13 feet long. It came off and pinned me to the ground. It broke my right foot. I now have a steel plate and some pins in it, but that's not the worst of it. They, when I went to the doctor, they gave me some medicine for the pain and after the surgery, but the medicine made my intestines rupture.
Jesus Christ.
Oh. I have no idea what it's like to be gut shot by a 410 shotgun, but I think I have an idea.
How long did it take before your intestines exploded?
Does it blow out just one little area, or does the whole thing just pop?
Well, they're about a foot's worth, according to the doctor.
Wow.
And when it burst, I basically couldn't hardly move. I was virtually carried down to the neighbor's car, and they rushed me to Evergreen Hospital. And by then, I had turned septic.
Oh. Now that's a hippie hospital. They give you weed, right?
I don't know. But anyway, they told my wife Joanne that we'll do the surgery, but we don't know.
That's comforting.
So I've got a scar that starts too far down, goes up and around my belly button. They had to open me up like a fish. Pretty much remove all my internal organs, clean the body cavity out because it had fecal matter scattered from the intestines. Then when I woke up, I had a colostomy bag.
Oh, how long did you have to rock that very sexy accessory?
Actually, I had to have the colostomy bag for about a little over a month. Then I spent another 2 weeks in the hospital when they hooked my butt back up.
Just turn it on and turn it back on again. See if we can reset this thing.
And everything seems to be just fine.
What was it like taking your first Duke there after all that? Were you like giving birth? You're like, yes, I did it.
Like in tears.
Yeah, like it works.
It was scary, actually. because even after I had the colostomy bag, I had a little bit of a movement, so to speak, and I called the doctor saying, hey, this isn't supposed to happen. And they said, well, there's a little chamber in there. You might have had something, and it's okay that it passed without going through the colostomy bag.
Okay.
All right.
Can I give a shout-out to the doctor who saved my life?
Sure. Dr. Phil!
Yeah, no, absolutely not. His name is John Ibishu, and he is an emergency surgeon. If you got a problem, he can take care of you. And I still thank him and my Lord for keeping me alive.
Hey, nice work, man. Nice work. Wow. Still to come, the return of Who Sucks Less. And we got your emails on the way from the men's room at KISW.com next.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing?
Using Dermaclara's 100% medical-grade silicone patches. Safe, natural, and effective, these patches start showing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica saw her fine lines fade in a week, and Megan's stretch marks disappeared within a month. Dermaclara patches are reusable and easy to use. They deliver visible improvements in 30 days with just one ingredient. Visit dermaclara.com today and transform your skin anytime, anywhere.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Bring in Field Fresh savings July 31st through August 6th. Come in for 30% off all canning goods, $3 off Country Companion Fortified 12 feet, and buy two, get one free in all Wrangler bottles.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Your summer's bounty starts at Coastal.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
There are any number of reasons you might consider selling your home. That's where an agent who is a realtor comes in to navigate the process to sell your home in a way that's right for you. Because that's who we are. Realtors are members of the National Association of Realtors.
I think of an entrepreneur as someone who makes things happen for themselves. Yeah. That's it. So you don't have to own your own practice necessarily, or own a small business or a large business to identify with either the word entrepreneur or the tenets of entrepreneurship. To me, an entrepreneur is someone who sees doors where other people see walls.
Dental Sound Bites, created for dentists by dentists.
This is so good. Oh my gosh. I feel like we just jumped straight in.
Dental Sound Bites.
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
The debauchery rolls on. You're listening to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill. 99.9 KISW.
By the way, the Odyssey app is absolutely free. You can listen to it during your summertime travels, wherever you head, and listen to KISW. But create that account, log in. Be sure to sign into the account, listen to KISW for 1 hour for your chance to win your share of $100,000 cash. And if you can stomach it, maybe 2 hours. Either way, your chance to win that money is right there on the Odyssey app. On our question, what was the worst pain that you've ever felt? And here come those emails from the Men's Room at KISW.com.
You've got mail. You've got mail.
And a couple from our question, guys. When I broke my big toe, kicked the end of the bed, drunk as hell, and it still brought me to tears. Couldn't do a thing for it. Love you guys. Keep doing what you do. That from Raymond the Transplant from Klamath Falls. Ola Bird Brains. I'm an amateur ice hockey player, professional ice hockey referee. I've been playing since 2002 and have never worn a visor or cage on my helmet. Still don't because it obstructs my peripheral vision. Anyway, back in 2017, I took a slap shot directly to the mouth. And the person who shot the puck was and still is well known for having a slap shot that can clock anywhere between 90 to 100 miles an hour. Thankfully, no teeth were lost or broken, but my front bottom teeth went straight through my lower lip, left a giant pool of blood in front of the net, and had to get 17 stitches. But the pain I felt was absolutely indescribable. Could not talk, scream, and I got winded as well. Boy, that sucked. Cheers, and hope you guys are having a wonderful 2024. That from Alex the Furry.
Put the damn cage on.
Yes.
Or at least like the top face guard.
Yes.
Ruins his vision.
Come on, man.
Hockey players.
Well, when you had your vision, it did not prevent the puck from hitting your face.
That's it. Guys, the worst pain I ever imagined. January, I busted my ankle. While at the emergency room, we tried to get the kneecap back in place, but putting it back hurt worse than I've ever felt. Even worse than getting kicked in the jewels. And my body would simply lock up when we did it. Finally, put me full of a knockout drug called Persid, and next thing I know, I see 3 still frames of the activity around me, and then I'm waking up with my knee in a nice bandage. I was told that I screamed like an angry cat as they reseated my kneecap. To my surprise, I hugged the doctor after I went back in. Liquor and whores, that from Dennis. As we move on to the birthday request, we have a text. You mean the emails?
Text.
Oh, we have a text birthday?
Our late one just came in. You know how it goes.
Oh, God almighty. Email them and do them a little bit before we do the segment.
Come on now.
Hook me up. Ola from Bremerton Ice Center. Today is my daughter Hannah's 21st birthday. She's currently visiting her grandparents and extended family in, Fukuoka, Japan. However, I know she'll be listening on the Odyssey app. And she may have even sent you guys an email herself, which she did.
She did.
However, I want to wish a special 21st birthday to my daughter, Hannah, and have the Dirty Germans tell her why her first beverage of age should be a nice Men's Room IPA and nothing else, and throw in an original fish sandwich. In addition, guys, I'm working on trying to get my boss to stock the Men's Room IPA inside the Piddly Box Bar at the Bremerton Ice Center. Thanks for all you guys do, and keep on rocking. Best regards, that from Joey.
$2 or get a fish sandwich?
Yeah, I'll tell you what, because this is from your father, we'll just act like it's your first alcoholic beverage. You've never experienced a beer before. I'm sure that's true. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. So have your first beer be the Men's Room IPA.
Yeah, I believe what's really saying. Such your father wants dirty Germans and nothing else. He seems a bit gullible.
Yeah, it's her first drink.
Yeah. Do not drink anything in Japan.
Yeah, she's not guzzling sake straight out of the bottle right now underneath the bar room.
I do love a Sapporo. That's a tasty.
I don't know the last time I had a Sapporo.
I'm a Kieran guy.
All right, Kieran, either way. Both those beers really.
We like beer.
It's cold and refreshing for a summertime beer.
Honestly, you could do either. I had a buddy that was from Japan. And he was like, oh, you white guys drink Sapporo. So from then on, I drink here.
Guys, I want to give a shout out to one of my best friends.
I know the culture.
Guys, I want to give a shout out to one of my best friends, Alexandra. She's been there through thick and thin, and she deserves a big old shout out. Happy 36 years. Let's get a little kid fish sandwich and some Coach Ted telling her about how old she's getting and what to expect. Thanks, guys, and rock on that from Cody.
Fish challenge.
Said she was 36?
36 years.
36. All right, first of all, 36 isn't that old. Coach is older than that. Second of all, I don't know about this great friend of yours calling you out on the radio saying you're old. But yeah, 36, still in the mid-30s. Hangover ain't too bad yet. Muscles are feeling okay. You got a couple more years before you got to stretch, hydrate, and, probably take some prescription drugs.
Legally.
Legally. And keep Advil around. I will say, anybody over 30, just keep Advil in your house.
And Pedialyte.
Yep, absolutely.
Just do it.
Yeah, but not everybody drinks, but just injuries and headaches.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just on the drinking thing.
Guys, please wish my wife, Dina, a very happy birthday. Give her the Dirty Germans talking about her amazing ass, green beans, and some dad jokes. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Green bean.
What?
Green bean.
Okay.
Green bean. Green bean. Yeah, it's funny you want us to talk about her amazing ass like we don't do it all the time anyway.
Yeah. This is what is for her ass. We probably wouldn't know what the inside of your house looks like.
Yeah, I also wouldn't have this beautiful screensaver. All the postcards that I sent to my friends.
Damn. All right, Dina.
This is now Deutschland?
Dean, I got four dad jokes for you for your birthday. Don't know how old you are, but here we go. How did Han Solo and Leia's relationship end? How did Han Solo and Leia's relationship come to an end?
I don't know.
They used divorce.
Well done. Well done.
Guys, I call it an elevator, but my friend from England calls it a lift.
Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Calls it a lift. We were raised differently. Do you guys know who my arch enemy is? My arch enemy.
No, who's your arch enemy?
Plantar fasciitis.
Wow. Okay, medical joke.
One more. Guys, do you know if you can actually get a couch pregnant? Can you actually get a couch pregnant?
I know who to ask, but I don't know.
Not if it's a pullout. That was timely. Guys, today's my 55th birthday, and one thing I recently realized about that is 9 months ago was October 31st. It makes me think for me and anyone else whose birthday is today, what were our parents dressed up as and how crazy was that Halloween party? Anyway, in the spirit of the Paris Olympics, I would love to hear the Bears commenting on their favorite sport, Greco-Roman wrestling. Thanks, guys. That from John from Vegas.
Ooh. It's funny you bring it up. It's always been my favorite because I've mastered a move called the bear hug. I just pull you close and I don't let go because I'm just a big old silly bear. Why do I have German music?
I know. It's like, Germany has bears. That's all we got. Do we not have bear music? I mean, we don't have bear music.
We need bear music.
Hey, look, we got
something.
We don't have big old silly bear music.
All right, guys, here you go. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday. Happy, happy, happy birthday to you, to you, to you.
Ya's a Dirty Germans brought to you by Men's Room Original Sausage. Available through Uli's World Famous Sausage, mensroomlive.com, and other fine retailers. Schweinefly.
Now, the Men's Room wants to know who sucks last?
Yay! Time for Who Sucks Last. Steve will who you bring us 3 stories from the news each and every week. They always suck, but it is up to us to determine out of the 3 stories, which one sucks the least. Now, if you happen to follow KISW on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, all that crap, the debate is already underway on Who Sucks Less.
Yes, indeed. And as we said at the top of the show, just because 911 exists does not mean that you should always call them. Let's get started. Some of these stories you'll be familiar with, but we figured we'd pit them against each other.
Okay.
So let's start in Florida, where a woman this year has made more than 11,000 harassing phone calls to 911. This is according to cops who say the defendant admitted that she, quote, loves playing this game. 50-year-old Carla Jefferson, she was busted on a misdemeanor charge of placing a torrent of phone calls to the St. Petersburg Police Department. Now, the criminal complaint says that Jefferson, during a single 24-hour period, called the police department's emergency communications center 512 times in 24 hours. Jefferson, investigators say, harasses, belittles, swears at, and argues with the dispatchers who answer her calls. They say, quote, the content of these phone calls are vulgar, threatening, or obscene, and they contain extreme expletives, sexual innuendo, and belittling remarks to the communication staff. So in other words, picture Deadpool being angry and then calling your 911 center. Now, on some occasions, Jefferson has demanded that officers come to her St. Petersburg residence and arrest her. And upon the cops' arrival, Jefferson then retreats inside, refuses to answer the door, and has in the past given officers the middle finger and screams at them through the windows. In a bid to get Jefferson to cease calling, police officers earlier this year sent a certified letter informing her that further abuse of the emergency line would result in criminal charges. But Jefferson, who dialed police from two separate numbers, she ignored the warning, prompting cops to finally arrest her in late June on a pair of misdemeanor counts. She was released from custody after posting $400 bond. Anyway, she was arrested again for continuing her phone harassment, even after her June 30th caller. She was freed yesterday afternoon from the county jail on her own recognizance. Now, investigators say that Jefferson's 11,000 plus calls account for approximately 10% of the total call volume to the St. Petersburg Police Department. Anyway, she has a criminal history that includes multiple felony, misdemeanor battery convictions, and a total of 6 years in state prison. You're not going to stop her. No, you're just not going to stop her. She is nuts. Now we go to Texas, where police scrambled when a woman called 911 claiming her small child was inside of a vehicle that was reported stolen. Police officers said it turned out the child did not exist. 19-year-old Stacy Smith, she was arrested on a charge of making a false report or alarm following an investigation by detectives with the Crimes Against Persons Unit, which handles kidnappings along with other major crimes. So she's accused of making up the missing imaginary child story in order to elicit a faster response from the police and finding her friend's vehicle that had allegedly been taken. So keep in mind, not even her car that's stolen, but Miles, you come to me, somebody stole my car, say, Miles, I got this. I'll call the cops and say, my kid's been kidnapped, assuming I don't actually have a kid. Now, a search of the child and the vehicle began about 12:30 p.m. on a Sunday. Now, police first received a call reporting a vehicle theft. Smith then called 911, reporting that her child was missing and that she suspected that the child had been taken by the same person who took her friend's vehicle. After officers met with Smith and her friend, the vehicle was located after an extensive search, but the child was still missing. So detectives, they were called in to now assist with what's just a kidnapping. Quote, the investigation revealed the child did not exist, and Smith had provided a fictitious name of a child to have police locate her friend's vehicle. Well, she was arrested on the charge of false report or alarm. She remained incarcerated, even though her bond set at $5,000. Not disclosed if anyone was arrested in connection with actually stealing the vehicle. Okay. So the car was stolen, just no one was kidnapped because there's no kid to nap. And now we go to upstate New York, where a fast food restaurant manager has been arrested after an investigation into a 911 call that she made. The Anderson County Sheriff's Office said that Jennifer Norris, the general manager of an Arby's, she called 911 to report that the restaurant had been robbed. Norris reportedly claimed that a man pushed her to the ground if she was walking into the back door of the restaurant and snatched deposits that she had for the restaurant. Well, deputies reviewed this incredible thing called surveillance footage and said they determined the robbery never occurred. Well, Norris later admitted to stealing more than $3,800 in cash deposits that she was supposed to be taking to the bank. She's charged with filing a false police report and breach of trust with fraudulent intent. Now, I want you to think about this. You are the manager of Arby's. In theory, you know where your surveillance cameras are. You have stolen the money, but you're going to try to tell the cops that someone stole them from you, but they did this at the restaurant. So they look at the video footage and they're like, there's no one there. So those are your stories. You got the woman in Florida, and we've had her before. She's called 911 over 11,000 times just to be an a-hole, but that's her MO. The woman in Texas who claimed that her child had been kidnapped in her friend's stolen car, except she did not have a child, but the cops did find her car faster. And then the Arby's food manager who stole the money herself but tried to say someone robbed her in the restaurant that has cameras that prove that no one was in the restaurant.
I mean, I know this sounds extreme, but like at this point, if you're 911, block her number.
Yeah. But can you?
I mean, I'm sure legally you probably can't because it's a life-saving emergency, but also like she's abused it so much, sending her to jail or threatening her doesn't seem to stop her. Just block it.
Or keep her in jail.
Yeah.
I mean, after 11,000
But she was already in there for 6 years. She does not give.
No, she does not care. I mean, clearly, this woman does not care.
I think this one's easy. I think the South Carolina fast food manager is an idiot, but did not necessarily, and I'm looking at this from the perspective of,
did you harm anyone?
Did you harm anyone? And did you waste the call center time, which is the most important thing, because now other real emergencies are on the back burner while you're tying up the system.
But she didn't, the Arby's manager didn't really tie up the system because there was a theft. She just happened to be the criminal.
I understand that. But she still called 911. So all these stories deal with 911. So I'm looking at the perspective of that service.
Yeah.
Right? So in my mind, she sucks the least because she spent the least amount of time. The woman in Texas calling the 911 report that her car was stolen, that's a little bit more, that's one step up because you're dealing with a child abduction.
Yeah.
Which is a lie, but no child was actually abducted. She just wanted to make sure her friend's car could be found.
Mm-hmm.
Again, a waste of time and services, but the severity is up a notch because she included a child, which was a false report of a kidnapping of a child. All right.
To me, that makes her the worst only because of the response. Once you involve a kid in any kind of crime, right, the response is a lot different. The public, your perception of things is a lot different. And so to me, she sucks because it caused the hysteria that it is to think a kid's been kidnapped.
But in all honesty, that was not the truth.
It's not the case, but they wasted the time. The woman who calls 11,000 times.
In my mind, she sucks the most.
Yeah, but they know who it is.
But the cops aren't going anywhere.
Right.
Like she's taking up one line.
She's wasting all that. She's wasting 10% of the line's time.
Right.
Oh, she is.
But the cops aren't getting sent out.
Right.
Whereas, like, the woman at Arby's, who knows? The cops that go, I mean, if you call in from an Arby's and say, we've been robbed, I'm guessing more than one squad car shows up.
Yeah,
so now you're using those cops where they could be doing something else. And then same with the baby line, the line about the baby being in the car. Like, actively, those cops are going to go look for that thing.
Real hard.
Right. Like, sorry, cars get stolen every day. You say the car got stolen with a child in it. Like, we're saying, like, there's amber alerts, right? Or silver alerts. So I hear what you're saying, Miles, but none of the cops are getting taken away from their job with the late night calls.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm also looking at the establishment from just an outside perspective. Okay, a payday loan center. They say they got robbed, right? Okay, it's a payday loan center. I'm taking the Arby's call because they might be open. I might be able to get a delicious, roast beef sandwich with cheddar on top and delicious curly fries. I'm heading there. I got that call.
And in the end, she wasn't wrong. They had been robbed.
Yeah.
She just happened to be the person.
Right. The robber is inside the building.
And they're on the phone with you now.
Debate continues on Who Sucks Less if you follow KISW on Facebook, Twitter, and on Instagram. Shot of the Day's coming up. You are listening to The Men's Room.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing? Using Dermaclara's 100% medical-grade silicone patches to fight fine lines and wrinkles. These clever patches are safe and natural, and so incredibly effective that you can start seeing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica from New York did it while reading her favorite book and saw her fine lines fading in just a week. Megan from California did it while catching up on her favorite show and watched her stretch marks disappear within a month. Dermaclara patches enhance your skin's natural healing process with just one ingredient, 100% medical-grade silicone. They're reusable, easy to use, and deliver visible improvements in 30 days. At Dermaclara, we prioritize safety without compromising results, which is perfect for every stage of your skincare journey. So what are you waiting for? Join the countless others who do it anytime, anywhere, and transform your skin. Visit dermaclara.com today and say goodbye to wrinkles and hello to beautiful, radiant skin.
At Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, every journey is unique, but they all have the same destination: ability. Choose the #1 rehabilitation hospital. Choose Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
99.9 KISW. The shenanigans continue. This is the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
All right, check out in a minute. We'll drink and toast for the shot of the day. And we do have your headlines on the way at 5:50. But first, quick check-in with Mike Hawk and some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
Thank you, Miles. New evidence suggests sharing a 6-second kiss once a day may lead to a more intimate relationship.
Well, sure.
I keep trying, but Miles still would not give any love back.
He's good for about 4, and then he just gets nervous and breaks it.
I don't date black men.
We have that in common.
So, Mike, I guess we have a chance.
That's right. More for us. There's an uninhabited island up for sale that was supposedly once visited by Vikings.
Is that a sales pitch?
That's like every island in the North Atlantic.
And it's not where I want to be.
And it's only like $190,000, so I mean, it's affordable per se.
Like if the Vikings hit the Caribbean, I'm like, okay, but man,
Viking Island,
they are in joints that I'm like,
I don't think you want that either, based on the hurricane season we're about ready to have. It sounds okay, but
well, and it's even more disappointing when it was just like Adrian Peterson, Jared Allen.
Yeah, the Vikings. Oh, we meant the NFL team. There's nothing historical.
Huh, Adrian Peterson used to live here. Like, really? Yeah. Now, if you told me Justin Jefferson lives there,
oh yeah,
I'd go.
I'm drinking his water.
Trust me, those guys in Green Bay they would do anything to live in Minneapolis.
Oh, God, no kidding.
For real.
Probably where they go for fun.
Pharmacists suggest taking care of your gut to avoid illness.
Thank you, pharmacists. Wow. This is brand new news.
We'll give you an ingestible that goes right into your stomach.
You conducted a study to confirm what people already knew. All right.
Take care of your gut.
How do you take care of your gut?
Gut health, what you eat, right?
Right.
Do you do a probiotic?
That's my understanding.
I think it's also just paying attention to what it is that you're eating and you're drinking and you're plumbing yourself with. Basically, it's taking care of the microbiome. It's trying to make sure that
wait a minute,
a lot of organic stuff, as few chemicals as possible,
be
as few
healthy
processes as possible. Right.
I mean, I'm not saying I do that, but I'm hyper aware that, yes, if you do healthy things, it tends to be a benefit. But thank you, guys.
One of the most fun ways that I've discovered to do this, thanks to my wife, is just basically if you cook anything, 1, start cooking stuff.
Yeah.
But 2, start cooking and making as many things involved in that process as possible. If you're making a salad, don't go for the shredded lettuce. Get a head of lettuce and then shred it yourself. Don't grab the bottle of dressing. Make a dressing yourself. And
make your own dressing. You might shock yourself.
Oh my God, dude, it's fantastic. And so, not to mention, it's better for you because you are taking those processes out. There's a lot of preservative and other things that are put in there just to make sure that it doesn't go bad on the shelf and bad in your refrigerator that you don't need to put in there when you're making it yourself.
I don't even like salad. Salad is crap. Salad is garbage, but I enjoy making salad dressings.
Yes, like balsamic vinaigrettes and just little lemon zest.
Yeah, seriously, like I'll make a dressing for anything, man.
Salad often.
Oh man, my salad game is on time these days.
I am
doing so. I'll go and pick up the little bags of nuts and cranberries.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh,
come on, man.
Oh, no, I'm turning into that guy.
Your chicken salad's going to be crap in 5 years. I made it with raisins.
I actually bought it today. So.
We do big salad night at least twice a week. where we just got this big metal bowl that we fill with all kinds of stuff. We put our own homemade Caesar dressing in there, and then
How
I got my
unhealthy does your salad become based on the things you might add? Not even unhealthy, but if you've gotten calories or the health. So between
not bad, dude.
Okay,
I've got romaine and iceberg lettuce in there. We put tomatoes in there. The pita chips that we put in there aren't that good.
I knew there's something.
The cheese that we put in there is not all that good, but even then, it's my wife's handful, so they're not very big. Other than that, there's like mushrooms, and I'm missing something else in there. And then the dressing that we make, there's no like sugar in it, but there's vinegar and oil in there.
If you took the lettuce out of that, I would eat it.
My daughter's coming down tonight. I already have a massive salad planned.
Attaboy.
Yes.
Does she like salad?
But also have chicken marsala and mashed potatoes. But the salad's the healthy part of the meal.
Right.
You still got the greens there, so you're good to go.
Exactly. What I was thinking.
Thrill, what day is it?
Today is a National Orgasm Day.
You know what? It actually is National Orgasm Day.
Thank you. I thought I read that. I'm trying to get you because I know how you operate now, but that's not where we're going.
But actually, where I'm going, no, you're right. It's National Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day, and I was like, you know what? Let's just run them down.
The Men's Room Top 10. The Men's Room Top 10.
The top 10 uncommon instruments. If they're uncommon, how can you possibly rate one over the other? But I do know of a few uncommon instruments that I've used over the years.
Skin flute.
Certainly the water filtration intake on a public swimming pool wall comes to mind, as do those nifty jetted tubs. Both fine instruments. And in a pinch, a paper towel roll and some cream cheese is pretty good too.
Not the instruments we were talking about.
Baby, do we have cream cheese? You want a bagel? No.
So we're going to do something a little bit different on this particular edition of the Men's Room Top 10. I did grab some audio of some of the uncommon instruments here on Uncommon
Can you
Instrument
play the
Awareness
audio
Day.
and see if we can guess the instrument?
Let's see if you can figure out the name of it. Do you guys know what the name of the... You know what? I should also just look up images to show you guys to see if you know what exactly you call this thing. So here's your first bit of audio.
Okay.
Is it
okay. I thought it was going to be a sitar.
That is not a sitar.
Kind of like a harp.
It's a harpsichord.
It is not the harpsichord. No, this is called the zither.
The zither.
Oh, that's a zither.
But they're doing sounds of silence.
They are. My grandmother had
This
one that
actually
looked
is
like
the
this.
happiest version of Sounds of Silence.
Yeah, no
I've
kidding.
heard.
My grandmother had one that looked like that, and you could actually put little sheet music in it and then follow along it, and it would make you play the right strings.
Huh.
And then that's how we kind of learned how to play some songs on
It
that
looks
one.
like that thing that the music teacher brought in, but not
Yeah, the
exactly.
harpsichord thing.
No kidding. I feel like everybody knows what this one is here.
Oh, the theremin.
That is exactly right, the theremin.
I still have our theremin somewhere in my basement. I got to find it.
The shadow knows.
The shadow knows.
Really? Somewhere under the rainbow with this?
Yeah, that's right.
At least you can play it.
I mean, it makes it a little bit spooky.
You know how to move your hands around to get the notes.
And watching this guy do this, like it's still very precise placements for his hands, and you can tell that he's still tuning it as he plays.
People make fun of this instrument, and they should. But if you want to see someone absolutely rock it, our boy from Fishbone, good God, man. I mean, this band's jamming out. He breaks out the theremin, and you kind of giggle, and he plays it like Randy Rhoads played a guitar solo. You're like, he looks ridiculous, but it sounds cool.
Yeah, Lordy. Here we go. Some more uncommon instruments. The next one on the list, these are in no particular order here.
So it's not the harmonica.
Oh, is that called the...
It's a keyboard that you blow into.
It's not
Correct.
It's not a recorder, but
No.
You nailed it perfectly. It is a keyboard that you blow into so you can play it like a piano.
Well, we
on
know
the
that
side
by
there.
looking at it.
Well,
What's the name of it?
Well, not everybody can see the picture that I'm showing you guys.
They
live.
can see this. We do a video show.
We do. I'm on YouTube every day.
What's the name of that thing?
I don't know, but I do know that I saw it recently when John Batiste was in town.
That is the guy that
Paramount.
plays it.
And because Mike played it for me earlier, I'm like, the only person
looks
I've
like
seen
something-
play this is John Batiste. Then we got to look at the video. I'm like, that is in fact John Batiste playing it, but he made it badass.
Is it have to do anything with the piano, like the name?
No, it is called a melodica.
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 Sounds like a stripper.
Next bit of audio for Uncommon
melodica.
Instrument Awareness Day. It's one of these little guys. It's a little handheld device. It's got metal
like tabs.
keys or tabs.
Play it into a coconut.
Yeah, for the most part, to get a little echo in there.
I've seen it, but I have no idea the name of it.
This is the first one I'm not positive how to say the name of it because it's MBIRA, so my guess is it's the Mabira.
Okay.
The Mabira. The Mabira.
Just the bra.
The bra.
Bra, dude.
I kind of like that one, though. It sounds cool.
Tapping.
Come on.
You bet. And he's actually playing a Bob Marley song on this thing.
Is he really?
Yes, he
What
is.
else, other than reggae, what else are you playing on?
I want to love ya.
Miles, I feel like you have heard a handful of these back in your day. Again, these are the uncommon instruments for Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day.
Dulcimer.
Got the jaw horn.
That is the jaw harp.
The mouth harp?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Same
also
thing.
there's the mouth harp.
I was in 5th or 6th grade, and a kid in my class got one, okay? And we all knew who the kid was that had it. But when we would sit in class, it'd be kind of silent, and he would just play one note, so it goes like... All
right, hold
and
on.
the teachers were driven mad because they couldn't figure out who had it.
Ladies, turn this up in your car, right?
Oh, no.
Seriously. If you could do this, you're done in 2 minutes, dude. Oh, my God.
Lord, Miles.
Well, I'm just saying.
The mouth harp is like one of the original instruments, too.
Yeah.
And it's
Absolutely.
weird. It shows up in Germany, South America. It shows up all over the world, but like...
Really?
There's no chance everybody was talking to each other.
No.
Mouth harp is one of my beliefs in aliens. It dates back that far back, and it's like, well, nobody was sailing around the world then. Like, how do they all have the same damn instrument?
Because it sounds funny.
It is cool sounding.
It is Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. Does anybody know the name of this particular instrument here?
It's not an accordion, but...
Oh, wow.
Is that the hurdy-gurdy?
That is the hurdy-gurdy.
Hurdy-gurdy.
And then
So-
you turn yourself around.
For those of you
I'll
that
be
can't
damned.
see what it is, it looks like a very fat violin that is turned on its side. It's got a crank on the bottom of it, which I don't know exactly what that does, but they crank that,
keys.
and then there's keys on the bottom of the neck.
But
that-
it's a
that you play
great
there.
sound, man.
I'll take another pint, lad.
That's
It sounds
exactly
like
right.
bagpipes, right?
Yeah, and I feel like I'm down in County Cork.
Damn straight, man. Just taking rips of Jameson.
Yeah, I mean, you know me. I'd have a couple JMOs, but mostly you're just gonna rip Guinness.
That's right. Papa beer.
Yeah, all right. Split the G.
It's Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. Anybody know this one?
I always play this when my Jesta shows up.
Indeed.
Is it a keyboard-related thing?
It is absolutely a keyboard-related thing, and it was actually brought up earlier in this segment. It is called the harpsichord.
Oh, that's the harpsichord.
That's
All
the
right.
harp.
That is the
Yeah,
harpsichord.
'cause yeah, can't you see him prancing around in his little tights and his funny hat?
Do you see anything else?
Oh, government money.
Oh, no. Anybody know this one?
Here comes the sun.
That is exactly what the song is. That's correct. Uncommon instruments.
It's all right.
It's a weird thing to say about your child, but
I mean, it sounds like a string instrument.
It is.
How would you know until it's all the way out?
is it the lyre?
It is not the lyre. It is the dulcimer.
The
Oh, that is
dulcimer.
a dulcimer.
That's
What's
the
a dulcimer look
It's
like?
a guitar that you sit on your lap, essentially. But it's just a
Basically.
big box.
Right. It is. They come in a handful of different shapes. I've also seen like banjo dulcimers.
It's an Appalachian folk instrument that comes from Africa.
That's right.
All right, because when I was in Austin, I was at a honky tonk, and I thought the guy was playing a slide guitar, and then he goes, "Just so you know, this isn't a slide guitar."
Ooh.
And I think it must have been that thing. But I was just
Probably.
like, Jesus, man, how many lay down guitars y'all got?
It's lay down guitars.
This one's
Get your ass up, you lazy.
this uncommon instruments for my band nerds. Anybody know what this one is?
Sounds like a stand-up bass.
I know what it is, and I saw this earlier. I won't say. Put it this way: you blow into this. This is not a string instrument.
This is
Not a hobo, is
This
it?
is odd. Normally, the normal version of this instrument is actually a very high-pitched instrument. It is one of the woodwinds. This is the double contrabass flute.
This thing
Double
is
contrabass flute.
Listen to
Do you
how
have
much
an image of it?
No, wait. So, like, the piccolo is like, 6 inches.
No,
right?
this thing rests on the floor.
Is this thing like, 6 feet long?
I believe they said the tube is 18 feet long total.
18
But the thing, like, sits on the floor. You sit in a chair, and it's just piping everywhere. And you
whoa.
That thing is massive. And this dude can only get like...
You know what she can do.
Can only get like 6 notes out before he has to gasp another breath in as well.
Oh, that's a dude.
Wow.
That's a dude.
I mean, that's. I don't know that I've ever heard bass like that not on a stringed instrument.
It sounds cool, though, yeah.
Absolutely.
But you wouldn't look cool doing it.
And then this is our final uncommon instrument in observation of Uncommon Instrument Awareness Day. Everybody knows this one.
Oh, didgeridoo.
Didgeridoo right there.
That's such a badass instrument, man.
You still have yours, Steve?
I still got mine, and if I can't quite rock it, but I can play it. And man, there's little tricks you do with your mouth to get different sounds. I think it's a cool, like this kind of thing. It's just all your mouth moving around to make it happen.
Oh yeah,
And
Shrimp on the barbie.
When my son was 3 years old, what is this? I said it's a didgeridoo. This is how you do it. Give it a try. He crushed it.
Nice.
I'm like, you my little Aboriginal baby.
Here's some drums.
I got in trouble when I said that.
Is that your Aboriginal baby?
Damn, Ted.
Get out of the crap heap.
Honestly, to his son's credit, it's not as easy as that is. Because I tried for a while one night. I could not get the hang of it.
He crushed it, yeah.
Miles, how does a phone scammer get a woman to undress herself on FaceTime?
I would like to know.
Well, I'll tell you all about it at 5:50.
Thank you, sir. Headlines are coming up at 5:50. In the meantime, let's get a contestant on the line for Profile This at 206-803-ROCK. Have we made it to drinking time?
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing? Using Dermaclara's 100% medical grade silicone patches to fight fine lines and wrinkles. These clever patches are safe and natural and so incredibly effective that you can start seeing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica from New York did it while reading her favorite book and saw her fine lines fading in just a week. Megan from California did it while catching up on her favorite show and watched her stretch marks disappear within a month. Dermaclara patches enhance your skin's natural healing process with just one ingredient, 100% medical-grade silicone. They're reusable, easy to use, and deliver visible improvements in 30 days. At Dermaclara, we prioritize safety without compromising results, which is perfect for every stage of your skincare journey. So what are you waiting for? Join the countless others who do it anytime, anywhere, and transform your skin. Visit dermaclara.com today and say goodbye to wrinkles and hello to beautiful, radiant skin.
Christy Pierce-Rampone here, former member of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team and 3-time gold medalist, 2-time World Cup champion, and part of the '99 team that won the Women's World Cup, igniting passion for soccer everywhere. And like Amazon Prime, I'm a lot of things beyond what I'm best known for. I'm a girl mom to 2 teenagers, a dog mom too, an entrepreneur, a TV commentator, and I use my Prime membership pretty much every day for so many things. I am known for being quick and crafty on the soccer field, and I am definitely crafty at home, especially digging in with the girls' school projects. And I rely on Amazon Prime to have what we need and get it to us with the speed I am used to. With every change of season, I love to decorate our home. And where do I get ideas and the goods? Prime, of course. Not to mention with all the great streaming options, it's a total gold medal experience. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into. That's Amazon.com/Prime.
Start your Las Vegas adventure with the world's ultimate zipline, Slotzilla, at the Fremont Street Experience. Launch from the largest slot machine in the world, traveling up to 35 miles per hour under the largest digital screen on the planet, while basking in the Vegas casino glow. Then grab a bite and a drink from a selection of over 100 bars and restaurants, and explore our multiple stages with free live music nightly. See some of the most fun, funny, and outlandish sights and characters of this legendary destination. Tickets and info at vegasexperience.com.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing? Using Dermaclara's 100% medical-grade silicone patches to fight fine lines and wrinkles. These clever patches are safe and natural, and so incredibly effective that you can start seeing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica from New York did it while reading her favorite book and saw her fine lines fading in just a week. Megan from California did it while catching up on her favorite show and watched her stretch marks disappear within a month. Dermaclara patches enhance your skin's natural healing process with just one ingredient, 100% medical-grade silicone. They're reusable, easy to use, and deliver visible improvements in 30 days. At Dermaclara, we prioritize safety without compromising results, which is perfect for every stage of your skincare journey. So what are you waiting for? Join the countless others who do it anytime, anywhere, and transform your skin. Visit dermaclara.com today and say goodbye to wrinkles and hello to beautiful, radiant skin.
At Shirley Ryan Ability Lab, every journey is unique. From learning to walk again after a spinal cord injury, to learning to speak again after a stroke. But they all have the same destination: ability. Choose the #1 rehabilitation hospital, the one with the most advanced treatments, the brightest experts, and the most referrals for the toughest cases. Choose Shirley Ryan Ability Lab.
What's up? It's your boy, the Ted Smith from the Men's Room. And did you know I have a podcast? Well, I do. The Podcast. New episodes uploaded every Wednesday on the Odyssey app.
Somebody out there deserves to be recognized. And the Men's Room knows just who it is. So to you, we say, bottoms up, sailor. You're the toast of our shot of the day.
Big time it is, and as usual, we head to the drink test and Stephen Throwhill to find out who we're toasting.
Yes, indeed. And today we toast the U.S. women's gymnastic team. That's right. Now, keep in mind, Team USA, they were a disappointing runner-up to Russia in the 2021 Olympics during the Tokyo Olympics. They faced adversity on their way back to the Paris Games. However, a strong showing yesterday at the team finals after entering as the heavy favorites for gold. It helped the U.S. move back to the top of the sport. So Simone Biles, Suni Lee, Jordan Childs, and Jade Carey, they competed in 4 rotations of the vault, the uneven bars, the balance beam, and floor exercises during Tuesday's final against Brazil, Canada, China, Great Britain, Italy, Japan, and Romania. So in the team finals, the U.S. held a commanding lead over its competition and cruised to a gold medal with strong performances all around. I can honestly say the first time in my 55 years on this earth that I actually sit down and watch all of the discipline in women's gymnastics. But look, so while we toast these 4 young ladies for their dominant gold medal performance, I want to give them an extra shout out for their unofficial team name.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, which they came up with before the Olympics began. If you don't know, their unofficial name for their own team is F Around and Find Out. I love the attitude, but I like the ability to back it up on the world stage. That, to me, is badass. High fives, slap ass, chest bump, whatever you want to do. F around and found out. You effed around, the world found out. So, you talk the talk, you walk the walk. Congrats to these ladies. Phenomenal performances, man. And I still don't necessarily get what the hell I'm watching, but I do recognize that whatever they're doing is absolutely effing crazy off the chart.
That balance beam is wild.
Dude, like I said, I never really watched it. I did not care. Watched it this year. What they do, all of the teams from around the world, all they do is incredible. The fact that you can get gold on that and the perfection of what they did, man, it is untouched. So congrats to the ladies. And now we're going to drink, bitches. So we pour this booze and we drink this booze because we think it's yummy.
Yummy.
So over the tongue and down the throat to party in our tummies. Down the hola, bichola.
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
And Stephen Throw, could you please tell everyone how Profile This is played?
I sure can, Miles. It's a simple game where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Derek. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Derek, you understand how this here game is played?
Yes, sir.
Fantastic. Here are your choices with your 3 categories today. We have interior decorating, where you guess the foreign object that ended up on the inside of someone. Hit me with your best shot, where you guess the unconventional weapon that someone chose to use as a weapon. And finally, animalize this, where you guess the animal responsible for causing the problem.
Let's go interior, gentlemen.
I'm glad you picked this one. This is fairly fresh off. I was actually reading a different story, and I saw this in a little side panel. Let's get to it. A man who stuffed a creature up his backside was left in agony when the sharp-toothed creature tried to bite its way out of his digestive tract. They say horrified medics in Vietnam discovered the creature in an X-ray to diagnose the cause of his pain, because apparently he couldn't figure it out. So they found the animal had attempted to chew its way out by biting through the wall of his large intestine. But initial attempts to remove the creature with a probe through his anus, they were thwarted when medics found out he'd also stuffed a lemon up there too. That's right. I swear to God. One animal. So they couldn't get the animal out.
Yes.
Because the lemon blocked the passage of removing the still living animal that's trying to eat its way out of him.
That's a new definition of pucker up.
Yeah, no kidding. So surgeons had to cut through his abdomen to remove the animal with forceps. Now doctors manipulated the lemon back down through his anus.
In fact, I don't ever hear you say manipulated the lemon again.
That's fresh squeezed.
This is their words. They manipulated the lemon
fantastic
back through the patient's anus until it popped out before stitching up the hole in his intestine and cleaning out the leaked fecal matter. Now, medics say he would have died. You know what? I don't even have to explain that part. We get it.
Yeah.
Now, hospital officials, they have not named the patient. They only identified him as a 31-year-old Indian national. But the hospital deputy director of the Center for Colon and Rectal Surgery, Dr. Lee Na-Hu, he said they perform many surgeries to remove foreign objects from patients' anuses, but he did tell local media they've removed everything from glass bottles to sex toys. But this, he said, was the first time they had to remove a live animal.
You think so?
He added this public service announcement, quote,
okay.
Quote, hold on.
Armageddon!
People should absolutely not insert animals through their anuses, as the consequences can be severe. Thank you, Doc, for that update.
Again, where was this guy from?
He's from India, but this happened in Vietnam.
It happened in Vietnam.
Yes.
Okay.
So the question that we have for you, Derek, is what did Homeboy stuff into his stubbly ass? Was it a mouse? Was it a snake? Was it an eel? Or was it a guinea pig? So mouse, snake, eel, or guinea pig. One of these things he stuffed into his anus before he stuffed the lemon in there.
Oh, the aperitif.
Yeah, I like that he garnished his
Well, no, if the animal went in first, the lemon would have been the digestif.
Ted makes a fine point. We're trying to split hairs here, but have some class, Derek.
Yeah, come on, Derek.
So you said this was Vietnam?
It was in Vietnam.
Happened in Vietnam,
the guy's from India.
Yeah, he's an Indian national.
Derek, I'm going unagi. I think it can live through the moisture. I think it can live through the heat.
With a little
they got
spritz of
hot rivers, moisture, trying to eat his way out.
Abundance
of a jungle.
Selection as well. I mean, you could pick a nice big one. I'm thinking eel as well.
All right, me and you are on the eel tip.
God, that disturbs me.
I want to go guinea pig, but I don't know that they live in Vietnam. I always think of them as being South American.
Yeah. But it's like a pet store. I mean, I don't know.
I'll go mouse.
Mouse. Okay.
Oh,
All right,
my God.
What,
Let me out. I don't know why I'm up here. It's so dark.
What creature did this guy have in his backside, along with a lemon? Was it a mouse, a snake, an eel, or a guinea pig? We'll find out next.
That was a tease.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
Trying to figure out what to eat for dinner yet again? With Knorr sides and bouillon as your not-so-secret ingredient, you can skip the drive-thru and do dinner at home. Knorr Taste Combos provide a menu of delicious, affordable, and well-balanced meals that you can prepare in 30 minutes or less. Visit Knorr.com to get quick and easy recipe ideas for your home-cooked weeknight dinners. It's not fast food, but it's so good.
Christy Pierce-Rampone here, former member of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team, 3-time gold medalist, and 2-time World Cup champion. I'm mom to 2 teenage girls and a dog mom too. All 4 of them need lots of stuff, and we always need it fast. And that's why we use Amazon Prime. When our favorite leash broke, I went right to Prime, and with one click, I ordered it again. Not to mention all the great streaming shows I watch with family. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime.
How can we use change and the idea of change to our advantage in the profession?
The ones that are most successful have developed what I like to think of as a unique personal relationship with change. And that unique personal relationship enables them to grow and build in ways that others can't.
Dental Sound Bites, created for dentists by dentists.
I love that.
I feel like I was definitely the student today.
Dental Sound Bites.
Listen now wherever you get your podcasts.
99.9 KISW. We return to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Categories interior decorating on profile. This man was having some fun and decided to put a creature in his backside. The creature actually tried to eat its way out through the intestine.
Yeah.
After they pulled that thing out, they also realized there was a lemon above it. Either way, was the creature a mouse, a snake, an eel, or a guinea pig?
And Derek, that is the very question that we pose to you. Sorry, man, the lemon just absolutely took me over the top. I'm like, damn, buddy, come on. By the way, as I'm reading the story, they had a picture of both things that have been removed. Mm-hmm. The lemon at this point looked like a lime. Right? You know when lime's brown?
All right.
That's what it looked like, but they said it was a lemon, not a lime. And then the creature that they pulled out of his backside. Now, D. Ted Smith, you went with a mouse.
Yeah.
It was not Mickey. Good news, kids. Not Mickey trapped up there. Disney World is still open. And Derek, you agreed with Miles. Miles, you're trying to sound cultural. You went to unagi, which should be an eel.
I actually think it's more of just what would stay alive that long and start to do that and still be able to, be an animal.
I got you. And we had a story a couple of months ago. A different man had placed an eel in his backside, which is ridiculous. And Yeah.
Okay.
It was an eel.
All right.
By the way, Derek, since I know you want to know, the eel was approximately 26 centimeters long. And exactly what Miles said is exactly true. They said, look, this eel could have survived in there. The eel could survive in this man's anus longer than the man could survive the eel being in his anus. He said it could go up to 4 days because it is dark. There is the moisture. They don't necessarily need water for about a week, just the moisture. And you're right. So the guy put a live eel up there, and it exactly right. They're in tropical waters or warm waters. And it started eating its way out of his intestines.
Good times.
With Lennon.
All right, we're day 3 of the Double Olympics between the Daily Mix Morning Show and the Men's Room program. So far, we'll get the total medal count probably on Friday. But as we understand it, Monday, the Daily Mix Show won in the event of go-kart racing. From what we believe to understand, in the batting cages, we should have won the gold with the Ted Smith. We didn't get the tally on that, but either way,
we know Ted got the gold.
We are at day 3.
I got the gold. You should have the silver.
I hope so. We are at day 3. What is the competition that we're reviewing today, Mike?
Let's find out. Whoops! Oh no, I wrote over it.
No!
Hang on, there's workarounds.
You wrote over something.
There's workarounds.
Well, there's a lot of files in there,
Yeah.
and sometimes Mike will use kind of the same file.
It's like a VHS tape.
Right, for different sound effects.
Oh, gotcha.
So it's easier than you think to just
like
kind of
making a mixtape for a girl, then she broke up.
The excitement is remarkable. The sweat is extra musky. And they're trying real hard. From Tukwila, Washington, this is the first ever Summer Dumb Olympics, featuring the Men's Room versus the Daily Mix Show.
There we go. And we're back. You're right, Miles. Here on day 3 of the first official KISW Dumb Olympics as we focus our sights on the shooting competitions. The finest and sharpest shooters of KISW's morning and afternoon shows made their way atop the Family Fun Center overlook floor to take part in a harrowing and fierce competition of laser tag.
Oh, laser tag.
Yes, the task is simple.
No.
Arm yourself and shoot as many opponents as possible. The contestants with the highest scores will take home the medals. Having even the odds in yesterday's competition, the Men's Room sought to take the lead against Daily Mix's finest competitors, which meant a change in strategy. Our old Miles Montgomery took a quick delay before the game to ready himself, which may have worked in his favor. We have the audio of the pregame ritual.
We're about to do laser tag. Miles, I saw you were prepping for this by crushing a beer.
Sometimes when you really kind of just get down into it and you know you're going to really go for it, it's a happy beverage. It's a delicious way to single your mind into your body. And what I find is that when I drink beer, then, I'm much better with even sex, stuff like that, just any kind of general Olympic sport.
It's more focused.
Yeah. I care more.
I care more. That's all that matters.
When I shoot you today, I'm going to shoot you right in the penis.
But I'll feel like you did it with love.
But you're going to feel it. You're going to feel it.
It's time to get ready.
Yeah. Okay.
Yes, so went in there and chugged a beer before the competition. Well done, Miles.
Oh, so did you and Ted.
That's correct.
You told me where the beer was.
That's a fact. But it actually proved out well for you. I think you actually came in third on that one.
Oh.
The game raged on shortly after that, but little did we know that Daily Mix had a couple of Green Berets on staff. Crushing the Men's Room team, myself and the Ted Smith bringing up the rear of the standings. We do have the first reactions of Ted Smith.
Ted, you came in last?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
Didn't put out enough firepower. I was being too selective.
I came in 6th. I was better.
I got 3 times the score as Ted.
I should have just started shooting my own teammates.
Sarah, how did you do on that baseball stuff?
I did better than Danny.
Bring it back in old.
I would assume that Sarah won the gold medal. She dominated.
I will say that I don't remember if she won or came in second.
She killed that.
But make no mistake, right? She's always like, "Hey, and I'm having a good time." Whatever.
Oh, she was stealthy.
She's a killer. That woman is a stone cold murderer.
In all, the Men's Room was only able to score the bronze medal in this competition with Miles Montgomery, Steve the Thrill Hill shortly behind in fourth. Meanwhile, Danny V and Sarah once again stand atop the podiums in first and second place.
I'm going to call. Look, I don't want to put an asterisk next to it, but what I remember about that laser tag, Sarah obviously cloned herself like 15 times because it is impossible that every time I turned around, she was there. It did not matter what barrier I hit. Every time I looked up, it's like it's her again, and she would pick me off 30 feet, 5 feet, 3 feet. One time, I swear to God, I'm chasing her, right? I hit her. Then she's running away, and I'm firing up, and I cannot explain it. I took a different route to cut her off. There's like 2 of her, and she shot me again. That girl, killer, murderer.
And I don't want to be this guy that's complaining, but
she's a murderer.
Ted and I took a lot more tactful route when it came to the laser tag, kind of a pick-off situation. But as I was telling him later on, that method really only works if your opponent stays down, because more often than not, I found that I would peek around a corner, pop somebody, and then walk away, and then I'd immediately get shot in the back from them. Also, if I ever took a shot, I would walk away from them just trying to go back to my corner until my lights would come back on, and then my lights would get shot in the back.
Sarah would duck down and blow through holes.
Oh, she crushed her.
Yeah, she was definitely dominant.
She's good.
Okay, now for all TV news all the time, it's time for TV Time with T.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
All right, let's get into some Olympic stuff. First, we'll start with Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg was part of was holding the torch there for a while. He's been over there doing assignments for NBC. I also brought up yesterday, he has one of the coolest pins there. It's him blowing smoke, but they're Olympic rings. There's also a goat on it.
I don't know what y'all thought this was, but this is the goat. I had this made because somebody told me I was the GOAT, so I wanted to make me a GOAT chain. I don't know what y'all talking about, but this is the GOAT, greatest of all time. GOAT. Dog is the GOAT. Represent peace and love.
All right.
I know what it's about. Oh, that's a devil. No.
Well, I mean, that's why he's saying. He's like, look, dude, it's a term. Again, I never heard of the term GOAT until LL Cool J put out an album called GOAT.
Right.
Greatest of all time. Now you hear it constantly, especially in sports arguments, this and that, but it's like, Snoop Dogg is not the devil. I don't think he's worshiping the devil.
Look, the people that believe that, I'm not going to try to convince them otherwise. I go, look, you're probably the smart one among your friends. Whatever works for you, go down that road,
Agreed.
brother.
Agreed.
Yeah, have fun
Keep
with
believing that.
Right. I mean, let's be honest, too. We're talking about the Olympics, games that were started by the Greeks. So you're talking orgies. Talking sex with anybody you want. I don't know what kind of gods they worship, but probably closer to that kind of stuff.
Multiple.
Right. So it's like, either if you know what the Olympics are, fine. Other than that, just watch the sports. Yeah. I will also say this, though, too. I have seen some people going on and on about the opening ceremony, and it should be about the athletes and this and that. Right, on the ceremony. But it's oftentimes stuff that has to do with that country or this and that. Like, the athletes come out, they parade them out and everything, but, like, the games are for the athletes. The opening ceremony is
about the country.
Right, and you're trying to show either, look, the one they had in Beijing.
Incredible.
Right? Incredible, right? And they had all those drummers.
But you know what China's about right now? It's about moving forward, globally speaking. To let you know, hey, man, we got the tech, we got that. So they had the incredible drone shows. They got all this stuff. It's like Brazil, right? It was colorful and big and flowery and all this stuff. Do you know why? Because that's Brazil. I cannot believe that anyone outside of the country of France gives a rat's ass about what France did with the opening ceremony, only because it's about the country. They have a different history. They have different interests. They have different everything. And that's the point, is to show the world.
Also, do you remember the opening ceremonies of the 1980 Classic Olympics?
I do not. I'm old enough to remember, but I don't.
So I had to do a little research. People got real upset on that one because they featured people walking around with garbage plates of food.
Right, because you're not
in New York. Right, I'm kidding. There was no garbage plates, but generally, that's what it's going to be, and this and that.
France came out with Gojira.
Right. Yeah.
Actually,
hey, the United States would never do that. That's awesome.
You know what? We talked about that last night on a brand new episode of the podcast out now. I thought that was awesome. Castle came running down to the office last Friday.
And play Gojira.
Right, good for metal, good for rock to have a band that awesome up there at an opening ceremony. Because, you're always going to have Celine Dion's or this.
Of course, yeah. International superstars, we get it.
Yeah, right? I don't know. I guess now that door is open, so if you did them in Germany, you could have Rammstein come out.
Absolutely. Your country host, they go ahead and do what you want. It's your country. And look, sometimes everybody kick back, take a deep breath, and understand that what other people do or a country decides to do in circumstances like this, they're not thinking about you. You take offense because you choose to.
So we talked about it earlier. The women's gymnastic team, they did win gold. I will also say, I forget which girl it was. It was kind of not funny. It was funny to me because they're so good. She jumped on that balance beam and fell off. The rest of her performance was awesome. Sure, she saved it, but I was just like, all right, that's got to happen a lot more than people think. You're so used to watching it at the Olympics where they're so good.
But when you watch it live, you see more of that. When you get the prime time, obviously they edit a lot of that out. Not to protect teams, but how many countries, especially on the balance beam, man, because what they're required to do to prove they can do the moves, you can't necessarily nail all of them. And like I said, as I watched, I'm like, look, I understand you're going to get points deducted because they expect perfection, but Jesus, man, even the worst person I saw up there, I'm like, they're really, really good. Did you see the meme from the Brazilian chick who busted her face on one of the... So there's a Brazilian chick. She was kind of like, there's Simone Biles. I don't remember her name, and I don't remember which discipline she messed herself up on, but she basically busted her eyebrow open.
I saw that.
So they slap a bandage on her, and she goes back out there. She continues her thing. And, she's not feeling great because it's not just your eyebrow, it's your head at this point. But with soccer going on, all those guys flopping...
Yeah.
Oh, man, they took the opportunity to be like, she busted her face open. She's still doing this. You did not get kicked in the shin, and you're on the ground for 7 minutes. They're like, man up. I was like, ooh.
I also saw, speaking of people being over the top, Simone Biles, her husband is an NFL player. Mm-hmm. I think he plays for the Packers.
The Bears.
Or he's on the Bears now. Yes. So I think they gave him permission. They were like, all right, you can go over there and watch it or whatever. So then yesterday, after they win, there's a picture of him with her, and he's wearing the gold medal. Then people were like, dude, that's not your gold medal. It's like, well, he's married to her. Like, let me put it in perspective. Not Mike, because he wasn't with us in Baltimore. All three of us have held a Lombardi trophy. None of us played professional football.
And do you know why? Because the guy that owned it handed it to us and said, take a picture.
Right, so who cares if she gave it to her husband?
You got to care about everything, Ted.
I'll tell you right now, if somebody gives me a gold medal to wear for even half a second...
I'm wearing it for a year.
I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna hold it up, act like I'm biting it. I mean, our buddy Jen Mueller, right? Yeah. Years ago when she came in, I have a picture wearing a Seahawks Super Bowl championship ring.
Because she owns one.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. Enough with the Olympics. Strange stuff. I like strange stuff. Also, hey, I would recommend people put on the damn History Channel or National Geographic once in a while. So I told you a couple of weeks ago I was getting into all these Jesus shows. There's a lot of theories out there, right?
What is a Jesus show?
Well, they're deep in. There's a lot everybody knows like Catholicism theory of Jesus. But I watched this one show and they're like, there's a lot of evidence that he was actually romantically involved with Mary Magdalene.
Sure.
After he leaves the cave, that he ends up going off somewhere else. Some people think Japan, this and that, but that she moved to another country, lived in these caves, and actually had his son and this and that. So just kind of interesting stuff to see the other, stuff around it and everything. So I've been getting into those shows. That one was good. But then I found one last night as well. It came out last season called The Unbelievable with Dan Aykroyd.
You know what, man? So I'm flipping around last night. I did not watch any of it, but like anything, it was show after show after show after show. I just never clicked on it. Was it any good?
Awesome.
Really? Okay.
Yeah. Like, listen, and I could watch Mysteries of Egypt for hours.
That's good, because that's what they show.
Yeah, so this one episode I saw was pretty damn cool. So everybody knows, the Sphinx and this and that. Well, there's other pyramids out there. Mm-hmm. So one of them, it's like 1850s. It's like a French explorer or whatever, archaeologist.
Yeah.
So he goes into this one, and everybody in Egypt's like, don't go in there. That's where the monsters are. He goes in there. There is tombs that weigh tons, and they're massive, and they're all like cattycombed, like stuffed up there. So they can't figure out what's in there, blah, blah, blah. Everybody's like, all the locals are like, don't open that. We don't want to let the monsters out. Turns out it was a bunch of I think it was bulls, right?
Okay.
Like these animals in there. But one of them was, they did open one of them, and people were just like freaking out or whatever. Then there's one that's just open. There's all these tunnels. And I think the coolest quote I've heard for a while, if you're an archaeologist, it's like, it's your job to dig, and it just ends up digging you into another mystery.
That's true.
It's like basically he goes down there, then it's like,
now there's more.
Right. He's like, S.
Well, someone here says that show with Dan Aykroyd is epic. I'm addicted to it. The one with William Shatner is pretty good, too.
Yeah. Now, I will say, as much as I hate snakes, I was so enthralled. There's one they go into that has these snakes that have adapted to living underground in these caves.
Cool.
and everybody thinks it's vines in there, but the cave also has so many bats that these snakes are just hanging like vines, and they just put their mouths open with their fangs, and they know when the bats come out for night, they'll just fly into their fangs.
God.
Yeah, I know. But it was very interesting. There was an explorer on there. He's like, I've been in there. It's terrifying. I'm like, I would have a hard time going underneath a pyramid, or period. But if you said, it's full of vines that are actually snakes that are waiting to eat bats.
Nope.
Out.
I think they're replaying the USA basketball game tonight, too.
Probably, yeah. Usually prime time they put on the main sports. And Thrill is correct. If you want to see the packages, you got to watch the prime time stuff.
Yeah. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. You're listening to The Men's Room.
For those in the market for flavor, there's Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, a flavorful drink that's a modern twist on a Mexican street classic with 4 vibrant and refreshing flavors. Pineapple, watermelon, hibiscus, and cucumber lime, made with a splash of real fruit juice. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas are perfect for any fiesta, small or big. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas, boldly authentic, vibrantly flavorful. Drink responsibly. Modelo Spiked Aguas Frescas flavored beers imported by Crown Imports, Chicago, Illinois. Hibiscus contains juice only for color.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing? Using Dermaclara's 100% medical-grade silicone patches to fight fine lines and wrinkles. These clever patches are safe and natural and so incredibly effective that you can start seeing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica from New York did it while reading her favorite book and saw her fine lines fading in just a week. Megan from California did it while catching up on her favorite show and watched her stretch marks disappear within a month. Dermaclara patches enhance your skin's natural healing process with just one ingredient, 100% medical-grade silicone. They're reusable, easy to use, and deliver visible improvements in 30 days. At Dermaclara, we prioritize safety without compromising results, which is perfect for every stage of your skincare journey. So what are you waiting for? Join the countless others who do it anytime, anywhere, and transform your skin. Visit dermaclara.com today and say goodbye to wrinkles and hello to beautiful, radiant skin.
Looking for a job is lonely. Endless searching, phone calls that go nowhere, applications that vanish into thin air. What if you could link with dozens of local companies who are hiring right now with just one connection? That's Express Employment Professionals. Find us at expresspros.com. One connection, endless opportunities, and no fees ever for job seekers. Express Employment Professionals. expresspros.com.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Bring in Field Fresh savings July 31st through August 6th. Come in for 30% off all canning goods, $3 off Country Companion fortified 12 feet, and buy 2 get 1 free in all Wrangler bottoms.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
Your summer's bounty starts at Coastal.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. Gallagher's Steakhouse has to clarify that a picture on the wall is not a president's dead friend.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, with scammers withdraw $6,000 from your bank, you should not hit send. Retired Maryland man wins $500,000 playing bonus match 5. Fired Walmart employee wanted all former workers no longer alive. And a family comes home to find family is swimming in their pool. It's time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my car.
All right, top story. We go to the lovely cesspool that is the internet, where a woman is a little too trusting. Phone scammers are nothing new, and authorities are diligently finding new ways to take them down and undo the damage that they've inflicted. But a recent victim of these scammers has reached a new level. She was contacted by someone pretending to be with her bank, informing her that there was a fraudulent charge on her account and that she would need to move her money into a different account lest the money end up stolen. Yeah. The story continues with the woman getting numbers to a debit card that was added to her Apple Wallet. Thousands are transferred from her account, etc., etc. But the real kicker is when they told her that a representative from her bank would FaceTime her. The criminal informed her that they would need a full body scan to maximize the security of her account, convincing her to strip naked and spin around in circles for the camera several times, only stopping after she heard the crook laughing at her. Authorities are working with her to recover what they can, and they reinforce that they're basically doing your own diligence to ensure that separating yourself from these calls and investigating these situations yourself is the best course of action.
Am I mean when I say I felt bad for her up until she agreed to strip for the camera?
No, because I kind of felt the same way.
I mean, at that point, you go like, look, man, maybe you don't think it's a scam. They're that convincing. The moment they ask you to take off your clothes over a FaceTime strip search, I'm like, come on, man.
They're only attacking the vulnerable.
Yeah.
But would you think anyone's that vulnerable?
Based on that
vulnerable.
story, yes.
I do now. Yeah, sure.
The fact that she did it, because I was thinking the same thing. I get the whole victim blaming thing, but same. Stripping naked and having to do circles in front of the camera on a FaceTime, that's not an accurate reading.
How old was she?
I don't blame her for losing her money. I get it.
Right.
Because you go into a panic. The moment they ask for you to get naked, you go like, something has to click in your brain that says, okay.
And even if it is an actual call, like, hey, dude, there's some fraudulent charges on here.
Sure.
Tell them that you're going to call them back, whatever it is, get off the phone with them, and then call the number that directly correlates to your bank, and then figure out.
Don't get naked.
Right.
Don't get naked.
Right.
And they're not going to FaceTime you.
So.
Yeah.
The bank will not FaceTime you.
Right. They're not going to FaceTime you, and they're not going to. You don't need to give out your bank account. And trust me, I almost got caught once.
Yeah.
In one of these.
They walk you right up to it.
Yeah.
Well, they're very good at what they do. That's why they're successful. I cannot believe they got to that point where I think they started feeling so confident. It's like, can't get naked. I don't think that was the original part of the plan. I just think they thought,
I don't think it was either.
This is too easy.
Yeah.
Also, I don't know if this person was, but picking on the old people, it's like picking on a kid.
Yeah, no kidding.
It's awful.
Yep. But it's easy picking, so that's why they're going to do it.
Yeah, you're exactly right.
Going to do it. In other news, we go to New York City, where a local steakhouse had no choice but to do some damage control. The steakhouse is well known in the area and has served several celebrity guests, putting up photos of said celebrities to really hammer the point home that this is a desirable and storied steakhouse. But they recently had to answer for one of those photos, as customers throughout each and every day would grill the staff about a picture of Jeffrey Epstein that they had proudly had hanging on their wall. When the hassle of the photo reached to the ridiculous point of not just once a day, but all day, every day, they had to answer as to why this picture of Jeffrey Epstein is up on their wall. They finally had enough and taped the explanation on the photo of the frame. Basically, they just made a label maker and just stuck that on the frame that said, quote, "This is not Jeffrey Epstein. This is Perry Como."
Yeah, it had to be.
And you look at this photo, I mean, it's you can understand where people are kind of getting that from, especially if you don't know who Perry Como is.
Is that Tiny Bubbles? Is that what
That's Don Ho.
I don't know.
Perry Como, right.
So what was Perry Como?
He is a singer, but I don't...
Singer back, and he was huge back in the day, one of the crooners. And look, I would just assume you don't have a picture of Jeffrey Epstein. There's a very distinct group of people that support him. Overwhelmingly, people do not.
Right.
That's
right.
Like, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying the photo doesn't look close. At some point, just stop down and go, why would a restaurant keep a photo of one of the most prolific pedophiles?
Right.
Right. Now, look,
and
if you're in that secret society or whatever, clubs he was in, I can imagine those weirdos still do. But, like, for the most part, like, dude, it's a restaurant.
Right. And you think that you're the first person to bring this to their attention.
Look, dude, famous steakhouses, that's what they're known for. Shulos puts autographs up, caricatures up, pictures of people. Metropolitan Grill has tons of pictures.
But if Jeffrey Dahmer were one of them, they're going to pull that picture down.
Correct.
That's all.
Yes. Correct. Over in Montreal, a local woman is in a battle with a former tenant. She arrived at her property one day to find a car in the parking lot that did not belong there. What she found in her home was an entire family throwing a party in her pool, but they had actually paid for the privilege. The woman expects that it was a former tenant that had lived there the year prior, but someone put the pool up on Swimply, an app that allows pool owners to rent them out to interested parties. She's currently working with authorities to properly protect her pool in the future, basically make it a criminal offense for them to have been in that pool, and possibly catch the one responsible for the listing, which has since been deleted.
Don't go after the family. Go after the person who posted.
I would think...
the family did it innocently, thinking, all right,
And honestly, they did try to go after the family because the authorities got there. They were like, they had no criminal intent of being here. They thought that they had legitimately paid to be here, right? So it's like, no, the family obviously...
It's the person posting it.
Correct. But they were even saying, like, no, you got to create a fence that is certain feet high, certain distance away, and it has to be completely fenced in to make it basically a criminal offense for them to have been in there. But same thing, don't go after the family. Go after the one that put that up there. And just in case those stories left a bad taste in your mouth,
thankfully, there's good news.
let's go to PG County, Maryland, where a local woman has hit it big. No, it's a good news story,
Okay, that's
guys.
rarely the case.
Yeah. She's a regular player of the bonus match 5 game.
You did just say that. Sorry. That's just throwing, like, I grew up there. That's just my instinct.
Well, to be fair, over the last week or two, I've read some pretty nasty stories that come out of that area, so you are not wrong to have that opinion.
She's moving.
She's a regular player of the bonus match 5 game, but finally got herself the right combination to win her $50,000. But in an added twist, she recently developed a different style of play in which she would buy multiple tickets with the same number combination in an attempt to maximize her winnings. And this particular drawing, she had purchased 25 tickets, all with the same numbers, bringing her total up to the maximum $575,000 prize.
Wow.
Basically, she maxed you can only get like $600,000 from this particular jackpot. And with the number of tickets that she bought, she could only take home like $575 before she capped out.
$25 in a day on one numbered scheme?
Yeah.
I mean, she went for it.
She did, man. She did. She's expressed relief that her house will finally be paid off. So.
To me, that's the worst idea. I'm so glad it worked for her, though.
No kidding. Men's Room Sports, the Mariners got it done last night against the Boston Red Sox, winning the game with a solid 10-6 score.
By the way, the clapping you hear is from everyone that likes baseball.
That's right. That series wrapped up earlier this afternoon. Did take it all the way to the 10th inning. However, the Mariners did not pull that one out, losing the series 2-1 against Boston. I know. I was there, too. I watched the entire doggone thing like son of a gun. They've got the day after tomorrow as they make their way back here at home in preparation for the Phillies coming to town for a 3-game series. And you know what? Taking Boston 1 out of 3 and especially giving them the harrowing games that they have.
Yes.
They showed some real improvement over this last series.
And they're scoring runs.
Right. I'm excited to see how we do over here. So I'm optimistic. You've also got Olympics coverage over on NBC
on
and
the air
USA.
you are.
Yes.
You guys should I hear Mike in here during the commercial breaks.
As far as results of the Olympics after today, spoiler alert, if you plan to go home and watch the highlights, turn off the radio now because we are a weird radio show that would do that. We've got another gold medal that's coming home to the U.S. as Katie Ledecky has won the women's 1,500-meter swim. 1,500-meter, bro.
If there's not a shark behind me, that ain't happening.
It's a marathon. After all other medals accounted for, the U.S. has a total of 30 medals so far in the Paris Olympics, the most overall. However, the People's Republic of China currently holds the lead for gold medals at 8 compared to the U.S.'s 5. As far as your weather, cooling down to about 60 tonight as winds are coming in and take even more of this cloud cover away. For tomorrow, expecting plenty of sunshine and a high of about 84. Perfect drinking weather, gang, for some Men's Room IPA from Black Raven Brewing. It's been known to be here at Lake Cushman store at the Big Creek Campground, Brewcade in Stanwood, as well as on tap at Bob's Burgers and Brew. If you want to find a location near you and see if it's got the IPA, there's a comprehensive list of locations on the Men's Room page of KISW.com. That is it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Head Chef talking hot sauce tomorrow, and of course we'll play the game known as Big Dummy.
Yes, indeed, it's all true, but in the meantime, well, we be all about this bitch. So until next time, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.
The Men's Room has been taped before a live studio audience. Wardrobe and makeup provided by Mantastic Limited. This has been a presentation of the Men's Room Radio Network.
Oh, man!
A Double Flush production.
Terms and conditions apply. For full details, see unlock.com/legal. Actor portrayal.
Lisa, thanks for having me over. Your new kitchen is gorgeous. How did you find the money to do it?
We worked with this great company, Unlock. They help you unlock the future value of your home to get the cash you need today.
So it's a home equity loan?
No, it's not a loan at all. There's no monthly payments and no interest charges ever. And you can use the money however you want. We were able to redo our kitchen and pay off our credit card debt.
Wow, Jack and I could really use this to finally pay off our old student loan debt. How do I get started?
It's easy. Just go to their website.
Go to unlock.com/radio to unlock the value in your home and get up to $500,000 in cash with no monthly payments and no interest ever. Pay off debt, improve your home, add to your retirement fund. It's up to you. Go to unlock.com/radio right now to see if you qualify to unlock the value in your home. That's unlock.com/radio. Go to unlock.com/radio.
I do it while making coffee.
I do it in the car.
I do it when the kids are asleep.
What are they all doing?
Using Dermaclara's 100% medical-grade silicone patches. Safe, natural, and effective, these patches start showing results in just 20 minutes per use. Jessica saw her fine lines fade in a week, and Megan's stretch marks disappeared within a month. Dermaclara patches are reusable and easy to use. They deliver visible improvements in 30 days with just one ingredient. Visit dermaclara.com today and transform your skin anytime, anywhere.
Christy Pierce-Rampone here, former member of the U.S. Women's National Soccer Team, 3-time gold medalist, and 2-time World Cup champion. I'm mom to 2 teenage girls and a dog mom too. All 4 of them need lots of stuff, and we always need it fast, and that's why we use Amazon Prime. When our favorite leash broke, I went right to Prime, and with one click, I ordered it again. Not to mention all the great streaming shows I watch with family. From streaming to shopping, it's on Prime. Visit Amazon.com/Prime to get more out of whatever you're into. Whatever you're into, it's on Prime.
Start your Las Vegas adventure with the world's ultimate zipline, Slotzilla, at the Fremont Street Experience. Launch from the largest slot machine in the world, traveling up to 35 miles per hour under the largest digital screen on the planet, while basking in the Vegas casino glow. Then grab a bite and a drink from a selection of over 100 bars and restaurants, and explore our multiple stages with free live music nightly. See some of the most fun, funny, and outlandish sights and characters of this legendary destination. Tickets and info at vegasexperience.com.